What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of I'll Call You Right Back podcast. I'm your host, as usual. So, man, it was funny. We were eating dinner tonight, and a cop pulled over behind this lady in this SUV, walked up to her, he was on a fucking bike with a sidecar. He drove up to her window, and he was like, "Oh, I guess you're the wrong person." And then he fucking rode down to the other idiot who just pulled over on the side of the road, who he actually meant to pull over. I don't know. It was just a funny situation. I want to know why police officers have sidecars, because, I mean, if you think about it, what the fuck are they going to do? Arrest someone for... They're going to put someone in handcuffs and toss them in a sidecar real quick? Like... Imagine if you just seen some boy in handcuffs just in a sidecar. And, these boys are out here in the winter time, freezing to death, riding in a fucking motorcycle with a sidecar. Unreal. Me and my wife had dinner at Streets on Carson tonight. Streets on Carson is obviously a proud sponsor of the podcast. But, it's been probably 2 weeks since I went down there and had some. So I was like, fuck it. I have to go down and grab some wings, some steamed buns and shit. And I had a fucking burger from them today. I never had one of their burgers. I've had pretty much everything on their menu. But I had one of their burgers. And it's it was fucking unreal. And I get it. I gas them up and shit like that. But I don't have to gas them up. If their shit was trash, I would say it was, I just wouldn't even bring it up. But their food is seriously so fucking good. And, I just fuck with the environment in there. Good people in there, but definitely check them out. They specialize in street foods around the world. That's what their slogan is. So they got all kinds of shit for everyone. 1120 East Carson Street, down in the south side. Stop by, grab some wings, grab some steamed buns, get a Philly cheesesteak, tell them the podcast sent you. Another thing I wanted to go over. I built a website, and the website is out right now. www.I'llCallYouRightBack.com. If you scroll down right now, it'll be in the description. You can just click on it. And yeah, I fucking built a website. I've been meaning to for a while, and I just haven't had a chance to sit down and do it. And I just fucking did it. Sat down and did it. I'm proud of it. I really am. There's some changes I need to make on it. I want to put a directory on there for people to go back and be able to just look at past episodes, who was on and what we talked about. It'd be cool to be able to just read the description of all them past episodes. So if some new listener fucks with an episode that's currently coming out and they like it enough to look back, I think it would be dope to have that on there. So I got to do a couple changes, but you can go on there right now, and I would say it's probably 80% complete. It's dope though. I'm fucking proud of it. You can go on there and grip all the merch. I got fucking pins, I got hoodies, t-shirts, and it's dope shit. Obviously I'm going to gas my own shit up, but it's fucking dope. I'm pumped about it. My t-shirts, they're called, I title all my t-shirts. I don't know why, I just do, but it's called Take a Sip. Take a Sip, I just made that the title of the t-shirt because it's based off of a cult. It's based off of the Heaven's Gate cult. So if you've ever heard of Heaven's Gate, Jesus, can't even talk right now. If you've ever heard of Heaven's Gate, it's a cult where an old man, convinced these followers that this alien ship was going to, come down and take them, not come down, but come and take them away to a better place and shit like that. And he convinced these people to all, do a mass suicide. So this dude... They all mixed up applesauce and they ate this poison, and they all laid in these beds and shit like that, and they put purple sheets over them, and that purple was to get them to be able to get picked up by this UFO or whatever. And while they did it, they had a uniform. They all wore the same shit. They were wearing black Nike Decade shoes, which were discontinued after this mass suicide. But they were wearing Nike Decade shoes and black sweatsuits and shit. And excuse me, I get that this shit is not a cult, but I just play off the fact of that. It's like people listen to me talk every week, and like, I just like weird shit. Back the fuck up off me. But it's definitely catchy because I thought it would be stupid to have applesauce in a bowl like they really did. So I took some inspiration from another cult, don't drink the Kool-Aid. So I got my dude on there from the first design, holding some Kool-Aid. I got a woman holding the phone, and I got a kid saying just do it, and that is to pay homage to Nike, of course. But like I said, it's a clever shirt to me. If you fuck with it, go on the website, I'llCallYouRightBack.com, check it out, check out the merch, and cop some shit, and just leave me some feedback if you like the site. I appreciate it. So another thing that's real important to me, I know you've all been listening to me gas up Yoga Ralph. Yoga Ralph is a past person that's been on the podcast. Jesus, I need to take a fucking sip of tea because I obviously can't talk. Just give me a second. Man, we're better now. I'm walking around in my kitchen because my wife currently fell asleep on the couch, and she always is bitching at me saying like, "Oh, you snore real loud," but she's in there fucking sawing away. So I'm walking around in the kitchen recording this intro. So you're just going to deal with it. But Yoga Ralph has been on the podcast previously before whenever he was dreaming of starting yoga school. That was his goal. He wanted to do that. Well, his first drop-in yoga class is March 29th at Yoga Flow in Murrysville. $5 cash money, and first come first serve. 6:30 p.m. Got to get there. $5 cash, and Yoga Ralph is going to teach us he's going to teach us the fundamentals. This is his this is his first class, I think. Yeah, first class. But March 29th, 6:30, Murrysville, Yoga Flow. I'm going to be in there. I'm fat as hell. I'm going to be doing yoga, though. I'm going to be sweating my ass off. So it's fundamentals. If you're an expert and you've been doing yoga, come to a fun class, brush up on it. If you're not an expert and you are just like a beginner like me, come and just die with me a little bit. But Yoga Ralph, follow him on Instagram at Yoga Ralph, and keep up to date with what he does because it is going to be fun. And now the reason everyone is here. I had an awesome conversation with my guest this week. My guest is Antonio, or some people call him Che. He is the owner of the House of Kutz Studios and ChESua Hair Products. So the House of Kutz is a high-end barber. Barber studio. I don't know if that's a good umbrella to put him under. It's an awesome looking place. I haven't got to go there yet, but it looks fucking dope. And I first found out about Che from, he cut my old boss's hair a few times, and I ended up finding him on social media, and I've always been following his shit, and it's always been super dope. So I seen that he was cutting out of his house for a few years, and I know he was killing it because I saw the products that he was putting out. I saw the cuts that he was putting out, and this dude just had a studio in his basement, but now he finally opened his own studio, the House of Kutz Studios. It is on 2885 West Liberty Avenue in Dormont. You can look him up on Booksy. Booksy is a booking app, but it's the House of Kutz on Booksy. Kutz, K-U-T-Z, so the House of K-U-T-Z, and that is his social media handle for everything too. So this is a great conversation. We talk about all kinds of shit, from how he got, how he kind of learned a work ethic from his grandfather, how he, started cutting out of his dorm room and shit like that, and now how he just is kind of creating his own brand. And I was happy to have him. So without further ado, episode 62 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with the House of Kutz and ChESua Hair Products.
Telephone.
Hello?
telephone.
I'll call you right back podcast. Some people don't like hearing their own voice and shit like that. It's distracting for them. You know, so many people are just like, I don't even want to listen to this because like they don't like their voice.
Your voice sounds different. I remember when I started doing videos online, like with Snapchat.
Yeah, it's different than what you
I was
hear.
like, that's what I fucking sound like?
Absolutely, it's different.
Yeah.
And it's almost, I mean, it's like the same, it was the same for photos, I feel too. Like back in the day,
watching yourself.
Yeah, like back in the day, like if you saw yourself on video or if you saw like an actual photo, you would get kind of weirded out about it. But nowadays, it's like we have Instagram attached to our fucking ass, so like we're all trying to like peacock and like be putting pictures and selfies and all this shit like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think about that, though.
Yeah, right, for sure. I used to get pissed off when people took my picture.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a normal thing, but now it's like it's almost
you need your picture taken.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Here, quick, get this picture.
You know what I like is like some like we hit this phase now where it's like almost like it's overdone with the phones. So like a lot of artists and shit like that will ask people in the beginning, like I see Jack White, you know who that is? The White Stripes?
Yeah.
So the White Stripes, he's like a modern day like rock and roll legend. So like he's very old school. He has like a guy that comes out in the beginning and he's like, all right, so please do not take out your phones. Don't take photos. Like we have professional photographers here. Like you don't need to take photos. Just enjoy the moment. Be present for the moment rather than just watching the show through a screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you think about that shit and you're like, fuck.
You're
like,
literally watching a live presentation through a screen, so it's no longer live.
That's exactly it. And it's wild to think about that. So people, you know, it's just like we're getting more desensitized to like the shit that we're missing out on, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm addicted to my phone just like everyone else, for sure. You know, like I'm on my phone 24/7. You?
Man, I try not to. I started doing this different thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I was on Instagram and it was like every day I felt like I needed to make a post.
Yeah.
For like my haircuts. You know, I felt like in order for me to like, you know, like be seen or whatever online so people know about my cutting hair, that it was like every day you gotta post in the morning, afternoon, night. So for the first couple years of like Instagram, when it got like, you know, I found out about it.
Yeah.
I was constantly doing that. And then now, really, there's apps that work for your apps.
Absolutely.
You know, you got a later app.
Yeah, you time shit
You got
now,
a later app. You got a repost app. And you use these other apps to organize what you're going to post.
Yeah, and how it
now,
looks.
It's like I'll spend maybe an hour just searching, you know, I might think of like a couple clients that I'll take pictures of throughout the week.
Yeah.
And then maybe like find something cool, something that I think is cool, something that I think other people think is cool, maybe a different style to introduce to people for like, you know, for different hairstyles. And you know, you just put that on the repost app, then you take the repost app, put it on the later app, and then it posts when you want it to post.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah,
like my wife does wedding makeup, and she has like an app that I do my shit a little bit differently. Like I'm so like fucking, I'm a control freak with all my shit. Like I can't trust anything, like any certain apps. Like I post all my shit myself. I do it in real time because like that's why I don't backlog interviews too much, because like I feel like shit gets dated. But my wife has this app where she could lay out every single photo that she's going to lay out, and it's going to like show you what your Instagram will look like. Like if you look at like my profile on my Instagram for I'll Call You Right Back, like
you got the
I have a template. So like I do one photo of people in their environment in the beginning to kind of like show people like who the guest is going to be this week.
Right.
And then I post the middle photo, which is the cover art, so people always could see that. It's like triggers their mind once they see that hot pink.
You know what? Here's one thing that I realized about the internet, social media, and doing your business.
Yeah.
You can't just be your business. It's like you turn into a fucking robot.
It's exactly
You know,
it.
you got to have a personality
with
that. But not only do you got to have a personality, but you got to be somewhat interesting with a hobby.
Yeah, you have to appeal. I mean, nowadays we are saturated with everything. There's a million barbers, a million hairstylists, a million podcasts, a million clothing lines.
What makes them so unique?
Exactly.
What makes the person, the viewer, say, you know, I want to know him.
Yeah, you got to stand
know
out.
that person.
You got to stand out, dude. Like people could choose a barber 1,000 different ways, but like you do things, you find your lane, and you do them, and you have to bring in your own flavor to everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So before we get into this too deep, I do an opening segment of the podcast. It's called "What's in the Cup."
What's in the cup?
We've been recording.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
I go into it crazy like that.
Okay, so look, right here I got 2 cups in front of me. Not my first choice of beverage.
Yeah.
Crown Royal.
Yeah.
If it was my choice, I would have had Maker's Mark.
That's what you like, Maker's Mark?
I would have had Maker's Mark, or, you know, I've gone through phases.
You drink straight whiskey?
Yeah. Yeah, just on the rocks, you know, just sip it. You know, I've got introduced to how you drink whiskey, bourbon, scotch.
Yeah.
You know, you taste it. It's a little bit like wine.
Yeah, you're not just like, it's not like high school where you just want to get it down as quick as you can and get fucked up.
No, you got to taste it. But I like cigars.
Yeah.
I like cigars. So you pair a cigar with I like Maker's Mark and the Rocky Patel 92 and the 90.
So you're pretty into it.
I like it.
Yeah. Like,
you know?
I could never get into cigars. I was never into them just because, like, I smoked cigarettes for years, and then
I hate cigarettes.
I know, dude, but cigars ain't no better. I don't give a fuck. I don't give, dude. I'll argue with my brother all day about this because he'll bitch about cigarettes. He'll literally get all up in arms about it, but he'll sit there and just throw this heavy ass smoke out for hours. Cigarettes 5 minutes, but let me just burn this fucking slow wick, this slow turd for an hour, and I make it worse than it is.
So here's the thing with a cigar. So, all right, it's not about what you do; it's about how you do it.
Yeah,
right. So a cigar is I don't know. It opens doors to a higher social status.
Absolutely,
something that genuinely I wouldn't be involved in.
Yeah.
So I go to a cigar bar. You meet all types of people that you really wouldn't, you know, socialize with, but for some reason we're all smoking cigars here, bullshit, and it's like the barber shop with no haircut.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You have an obligation to be there for a certain amount of time to finish that cigar.
So you might as well talk to whoever's around you.
Yeah, you're going to mingle, and it's less of an aggressive environment than like a bar, for instance.
Yeah, right? So there was two types of vibes that I got from smoking cigars. You know, you got the old man vibe.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to listen to your stories all the way from 1944. You know, You got all these damn stories. You're 96 years old puffing on that stogie right there. And I'm just sitting back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just like retaining it.
He's telling me about Pittsburgh, about how it grew, you know, all that stuff. Then you got the random cigar shop clerk. He might have a claw. I shit you not. I forget what
it's called. It's called Dirty Dogs, and it's in McKeesport.
You know where I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he has a claw.
Yeah, he has a hook for a hand.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called. It's either called Dirty Dogs or it's called Big Dogs.
If someone doesn't make a cartoon character about that man,
my brother went to school with his son, so I know him through my brother. Like, my brother knows him real well, but my brother is a cigar aficionado. So, like, Christmas, wedding, anything like that, I'll get him a real, like, good cigar. I'll get him, like, a plethora of cigars. But I just can't get into him too much because, like, you know, I tried recently with a nicer cigar. Like, I spent a little bit, and I got, like, a mild beginner cigar. But
what was it called?
I don't know. I would have to ask my buddy. I was in Vegas for my friend's wedding, and they had like a cigar cart outside with like anything you want. And I was like, "What's the most basic, mild cigar to like get to?"
Would they tell you like an acid or a Romeo and Juliet?
No, it was a little bit more. It was a quality. Like I would qualify it as a boutique level cigar, not just like your gas station like acid $3 cigar.
Right.
This was like a I think like $12 or $13.
That's average.
Yeah, so like my buddy who was there, he's a cigar aficionado too. He brought his own from fucking Pittsburgh, but he was like, "Oh yeah, that'll be a good one," but I fucking hated it. I wanted nothing to do with it. But I think it's because, you know, like I don't have any cravings for cigarettes. Like I smoked for 7 years, and I quit cold turkey, and I just like I have no cravings for it. I don't know why.
You know what? I quit smoking cigarettes. I've quit smoking cigarettes a couple times.
Yeah.
But the first time I quit smoking cigarettes, I think I was 22. And I winged myself down. It's like, I'm going to smoke half a pack of cigarettes compared to a pack. And I just broke it down half and half.
Absolutely.
Eventually, it got down to 3 cigarettes. You know, it was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Right? And I broke that down. I had that one cigarette, I shit you not, for 30 days. For 30 days, I had this one cigarette. I would sit it at my station. Sometimes I'd find myself talking to it. Like, no, I'm fuck you. I'm stronger than you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna get you later though.
It's definitely fucked up how much of a hold it has on people, because it's not just necessarily like the physical and the mental, but it's more or less like it's a social activity, like, you know.
Yeah.
And they all, you know, it's weird to think about this in a corporate environment. You can't just go outside and take a walk, but people that smoke cigarettes could go outside and have cigarette breaks. It's nuts to me to think about.
You know, you start a habit after 30 days. So after not smoking for 30 days, when I hit that cigarette, it made me sick.
Yeah,
so
gross.
When you cleanse yourself from all the impurities, that, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that got introduced with those impurities at an early age, like 12, 13, 14, you know, those early years. So you really don't know what it's like throughout your whole teenage years. You've been poisoning yourself.
Exactly.
And then when you're an adult and you're aware of
you realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
You purify yourself, and then you hit that cigarette and you feel the poison just like engulf your chest, and you don't ever want to smoke it again.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I think it's a benefit to me that I don't drink, because like people have their hardest times like quitting cigarettes whenever they have a couple drinks. Like even people that I don't know that smoke, whenever they have a drink, they're like, "Oh, I need to get a cigarette." Like this kid that I knew from high school was this fucking health freak, like always in the gym, never would ever smoke a cigarette. Once he got a little bit fucked up, he'd be straggling over to me like, "Let me get a cigarette."
Right.
And it's just like, it's wild.
So here's the thing with you were talking about the health. He was a health freak.
Yeah.
You know, what drinking has become for me is I don't really like to drink to get drunk.
Yeah.
I don't smoke cigars like it's a habit. A drink and a cigar is something like my thinking time.
Yeah.
You know, it's my wind down. It's my planning. That's how I plan the next week, 2 weeks, month, where I want to be in the next 6 months. That cigar is going to take me about an hour to just puff on. So,
and it lets you be present and expand your mind a little bit.
Yeah, you know, something about I don't know, it's just a fixation.
Absolutely.
You know, and you just sit there, and that's my thinking time. You know,
that makes sense for sure.
I don't get too much of it, but you know, the health part, that keeps you further away. The deeper you get into, you know, being self-aware of your body and your health and where you want to be when you're 60, the further away you get from every other night down on Carson Street, or, you know, whatever club is of your choice. You get further away from that.
It's easier to fall into that.
Yeah, so you just enjoy that social drink, maybe like right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to drink that too fast.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to sip on it.
Yeah, just have a sip of it, and I understand it. Like it's not that I have nothing against drinking. Right. It's just like it's just never been for me, even in high school and shit. And you know, it always started. You know, I always used to tell people all these different excuses for not drinking. The main reason is I just didn't want to throw up. I fucking hated throwing up more than anything.
Man, my first time drinking, it was
tore up?
Worst. Well, here's the thing. This is what happened. I hated the idea of drinking. It tasted bad. I smoked weed. You know, that was my thing.
Yeah.
And I think I was about 15 or 16, and I was in a band, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in that band. And there was this other band, they were called Killer Cadogan.
Okay.
Gnarly grindcore band. And, you know, we were partying at their apartment, and I don't know how old these dudes was, but they was old enough to have their own place, right?
Yeah.
And for I don't want to get into details about that, but we had a whole bunch of liquor that me and my other 16-year-old friends found.
Yeah.
Somehow we found this. And I was thinking, man, you know, there's all these babes here. There's all these, you know, everybody that you like, you got this rock star
You're having a good
lifestyle.
time. Yeah, it was the
we
right time.
really felt like local rock stars from town to town.
Absolutely.
So I remember I picked out this bottle, and I'm like, this is gonna be my bottle of Smirnoff. And I always seen the girls drinking Smirnoffs.
Yeah.
Little did I know that was liquor and that was a wine cooler. So
Yep.
I pounded that liquor so I wouldn't have to taste it.
Shit.
Oh my God. All I remember was opening my eyes, and I'd be in a whole different situation. It was terrible. By the next day, I remember opening my eyes and people looking at me like, your friend's gonna die. Like, he's gonna die. You need to do something with him. Take him to the hospital. And bro, they just left me laying there in the corner.
Did you ever see that meme on Facebook that said, remember the good old days when you lied to your parents and say you were sleeping over a friend's house, but you'd really be dying in a field from drinking too much alcohol? That was like realistic of what our high school was like. Boys were having bonfires and just getting fucked up in fields.
I jumped over a big fire in a field. And for some reason, I thought I could do this like front flip thing. Maybe something you've seen in the movies back in the day.
Yeah, didn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't go as planned in my head.
Yeah.
Right? There was this big, long, I shit you not, it was like a tree going across the fire. I ran up this tree. I thought I could do this flip, and I went head into the ground. I broke my collarbone.
Oh, my God.
I broke my
broke
collarbone.
it. You were pretty fucked up?
I was so fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was so fucked up to think that I could jump across this huge fire going across like some Jet Li, like fearless stuff.
Alcohol, dude, is fucked up.
Yeah,
it's
man.
definitely fucked up. Where'd you grow up at?
Like Northwest Ohio, like all those like towns in Toledo over there.
Yeah.
You know, we had friends from every town, mostly Fremont. That's where I went to high school at.
Okay.
And then I had my close family from Toledo, and then we just had a whole bunch of friends from like different towns.
Yeah, so you knew a bunch of different people.
It was Northwest Ohio. We got 419.
Where? Now, can I ask how old you are?
You know what? I'm actually about to be 30 next week, I think.
30?
I'm about to be 30.
Okay. For some reason, I thought not that you looked older. I just thought you were an older dude. Like
Oh,
I thought.
man.
I thought that. No, not that you look at it at all. It's just you come off as like someone with more wisdom than the average person. Like you seem to be. Like I follow all these people on Instagram, all the people that like, I'm sure we follow a bunch of the same people,
Yeah.
but you could tell the people that are on like some different shit rather than the people that are just like stuck in the mud. And you seem to be like a little bit mentally more,
You know what?
in tune.
My grandfather raised me.
Yeah.
You know, my grandfather was really my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad, he was present in my life every day,
Yeah.
but he was a worker. You know, I really never seen too much of him because he was always at work. I really didn't see too much of anybody because everybody was working.
Yeah.
So it was either school babysitters or school, and we would go to the Golden Dragon where my mom used to work. And we would be in the back of the kitchen with the cooks, and my mom would be busting the tables and everything. So we grew up in this family, like this one little house with my grandparents, my parents, my two brothers, but everybody worked. So we really didn't see too many people,
Yeah.
but my grandfather, he made it a point to teach us basically everything. He taught us how to play poker. He taught us how to gamble with pennies and dollars. He taught us how to shoot pool, lift weights. He taught me how to mow the lawn. He taught me how to work.
The real shit.
He taught me the real shit, yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, and then we would have our family trips. We would go down to Texas, Florida, Mexico, and we'd have our little family trips, and that was just basically what I really remember from growing up. So it was a lot of watching people work,
Yeah.
and you figuring out what you're gonna do for work. My first time down in Mexico, I remember. You cross the border back then, it was a lot different.
Yeah.
We didn't need passports.
Yeah, I'm sure it was real easy.
We needed a birth certificate because when you're a kid, you don't have an ID.
Yeah.
So you see all these little kids selling toys and little chiclets, the gum. And it's like, damn, well, these kids, they're about my height.
They're hustling.
about my age. Yeah, they're not hustling. They're working.
Yeah, they're out there. They're out there putting in time.
Right, they're working, right? So I went back home, and I'm like, damn, what am I going to do? I'm going to clean shoes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, man, I was a little kid. I don't know
Like how old? Like 10? 15?
I'd say I was about 10.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say I was about 10 because I was super hyped on being double digits. I thought I was grown.
Yeah.
When I was double digits,
were
I was
an adult.
ready to hit the streets, you know?
Were you like a sneakerhead and shit?
Nah.
No, you just wanted to clean some
I was just
shoes?
a hustler, man.
Yeah.
I was just, my pitch was, I'll clean your shoe for $1, but I'll do 2 for $2. And I sat outside the grocery store. It was called a Giant Eagles. Had
Yeah.
my spray bottle. I made a little concoction from all the cleaning stuff underneath the cupboard.
Yeah.
Had my rag. And I just washed people's shoes. You know, I sit out there, ask people. And every year, I got a new hustle. First, it was cleaning shoes. Then it was one year I made bookmarks for some reason. I drew all the football players, not the players, but the logos.
Yeah.
on the
football
thing, right?
teams.
Yeah, the football teams.
Yeah.
And I sold them for like 25 cents.
Yeah.
'Cause when you're a kid, 25 cents is what you got. you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, you
You'd
know,
be realistic.
eventually it progressed into Pokemon cards, yo-yos, Magic cards.
You were into Magic?
Nah, I wasn't into any of that shit. I just sold them. Look, man, I remember I set up a little table at a garage sale. It was my grandmother. She was the garage sale queen.
Yeah.
She had a garage sale every week of the summer. So I'd set up my little booth with all my Pokemon cards out. I had Charizards. I had all that stuff. And I remember I'd sell all these cards and I'd collect the money and I'd save it in a little Jordan shoebox. I had a pair of Jordans. I forget what number they was, but they was my favorite shoes. Those, if you had to say, like, if I had a pair of sneakers,
Yeah.
it was those Jordans. I want to say they were like 12s or 13s or something. I forget which ones they really were. I'm not a big sneakerhead, so I really don't know.
I'm not even going to pretend like I know.
Yeah, so
Not even gonna
eventually
pretend.
I got older. Every year it was something. What do people want?
Yeah, yeah.
What do people want? And every year it progressed into something.
So you've
And
always had that mentality. then.
Always, yeah, because, you know, the way we grew up, everybody worked.
Yeah.
Going to Mexico and seeing the kids down at the border, seeing them work. Everybody worked.
Yeah.
That was just,
Wanted your own money and shit.
yeah, you wanted our own money.
My exposure of it was definitely from my father and my great uncle. We would go to flea markets all the time.
Oh,
so
flea
like
markets.
that's where like I was raised. My mom
Remember
was
the football cards?
I was never a football card. I was Magic cards. You
Yeah.
know, like my brother collected the sports cards, but I was into like weird shit, dude.
Like knives.
I swear to God,
Hey, you
I
remember
got
the blow dart guns?
You already know I had
I
a
had
couple.
blow dart guns.
I have probably maybe 50 Zippos. Like that was
Zippo
my
lighters,
that was my
yeah.
shit. Like I collected so many of them, but that was where I learned like my exchanging of like bartering and exchanging of goods and stuff like that because my mom worked all the time and my dad was like a stay-at-home dad. My
Yeah.
brother was 6 years older, so like he was already out of the house and in school and shit like that. But my dad was like, you know, I was just like we were boys and I would get home from like half day kindergarten, go to flea markets, and you know, he would always put something in my pocket, $5-10, and like he
Well,
taught
for like
anything
doing
I
something?
wanted. No, for like anything I wanted. I mean, I would be doing chores and shit, but like he would
Okay.
hook me up with like $5-10 just so when we were walking around the flea market, I could get something if I wanted.
Yeah.
Because like I collected some random shit like Hot Wheels and shit, but
Hot Wheels.
I learned from him how to barter and shit, and that right there like opened a door to me being able to speak to people. So like even whenever I was younger, I was always able to talk to adults. Like I was never like intimidated.
You were able to like put your mind as an equal.
100%, dude.
You know?
From
Yeah.
the beginning, because
That's a
like
talent.
and it's all because of like how he raised me. Like I was raised in garages, like on job sites and shit like that. You know, so
He was
like,
around a lot of adults.
all of it,
Yeah.
and like we got taught a work ethic very early from my grandfather. Like my grandfather worked in the mill, never missed a day of work. He still had his mill tag from or his original mill tag. Then he retired from there, worked at the fucking liquor store,
Yeah.
and he played cards 2 days a week forever. He played poker.
Oh,
Like,
my grandfather shot pool.
Yeah,
He would take me to the bars and he would shoot pool, man. He had a couple trophies. Actually, he had a lot of trophies. He had
Yeah.
a lot of pool trophies.
that's my favorite of anything is
Yeah.
pool. Like
I would
that's-
just sit there at the bar and I'd watch him play pool. Man, my grandfather, he was like a cowboy.
yeah.
Yeah, he wore the cowboy hat, the cowboy boots. You know, even I was like a cowboy when I was a kid. We all
Yeah.
had cowboy hats and cowboy boots. We was like city slickers, you know? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Levi jean jackets. All
The whole
that.
get up.
Yeah, and he'd shoot pool, man. He had his little case and everything.
You already know I got a
Yeah,
pool
that was
stick
my
with a
hero,
case.
man.
I know, dude.
That was my hero. I looked up to him. If my grandfather said jump, jump, run, run, do it. He was the man.
How old was he when he passed away? Or how old were you when he passed away?
You know what? I think I was about a little bit past 18.
Oh yeah,
Just turned 18. He passed away in May.
my grandfather passed away whenever I was like 15, and you know I talked to all these people that I have on this podcast, and I asked them if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be? And you know I always think about like my grandfather, and like it fucking sucks because like he passed away a little bit like too early for me to be able to take full advantage of like talking to him as an adult. You know what I mean? Like I think about like being able to have educated conversations like that now. But like what were you like in high school? Because you know, or like school and shit like that. Were you playing sports and everything, or were you just out there trying to like hustle shit?
Man, you know what? I think I could have been. I feel like I could have been someone completely different than what I am now.
Yeah.
I grew up on a skateboard.
Really?
Yeah, I got my first skateboard at a flea market in Mexico. It was a Harley Davidson skateboard, but it didn't say Harley Davidson. It said skateboard.
Yeah.
Right? It says skateboard. And I remember I had a skateboard my entire life. So growing up, always being on a skateboard, BMX bikes, getting into high school, I was wrestling from second grade until I think my sophomore year.
Really?
Yeah, I wrestled.
What
I
was
didn't
it?
really like it.
You didn't like it?
Fuck no, man. I hated wrestling, man.
Why'd
My
you do
parents- It made my parents like proud of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were like, my son wrestles, you know? He's
Yeah.
got trophies.
Were you all right at it?
Yeah, I was decent. I just, you know, by the time I got old enough to care about what I like,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it no more. I really wanted to box.
Oh,
you
yeah?
know? Yeah, but my parents wouldn't let me fight like that, you know?
That makes sense. Any logical parent.
Yeah,
is
so
gonna-
I tried football. I really, you know what I hate? I hate being told what to do.
Yeah.
I hate people yelling at me, telling me what to do. So football wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, that's the wrong sport.
Soccer came really natural to me. So I was a fullback on the soccer team. I went to Catholic school. I got kicked out of the Catholic school. Went to the public school. I was a fucking...
Why were you a bad kid?
I don't know, man. I don't think I was.
Yeah.
I think I just went to a different school where they just looked at me different.
Yeah, you didn't fit in.
I didn't fit in, not at all. So, you know, I tried sports, but my head was out in the streets.
Yeah, like
it was out skateboarding,
Okay.
making money, and
Now, what
You
were you
ever see
doing for work
Kids?
back? Yeah.
You ever see Kids?
100%.
it was kind of like Kids.
2 pennies in a ball of lint, kid.
It was kind of like Kids.
You know what's fucked up is I probably saw that movie in, you know, it had to be 8th grade.
Yeah,
like,
man, we were
imagine
young.
watching how fucked up that was. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't that fucked up for us
because we
but-
didn't understand what we were watching. That's what it
Oh,
was.
Yeah, this shit was fucking wild.
And then you get in high school and you're watching again and you're like, geez, like, what is
Yeah.
this shit? Did you watch mid-90s?
mid-90s, that was the name of the movie?
No, mid-90s is the name of the movie, yeah.
No, I never seen it.
It's a brand new movie that just came out like a couple months ago. Jonah Hill wrote and directed, but it's all about skateboarding.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I remember seeing that. I
Dude.
didn't watch it, but I remember seeing it.
It has a very, very kids vibe, but it's more directed towards things that are appealing to skateboarders. Instead
Yeah.
of having AIDS, it's just basically just, you know, a raw version of how people would grow up skateboarding.
We had this parking lot. It was called Angels, right? It was I think it was like a warehouse.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in it, but the windows spelled out Angels. So after school, we would all skate down to Angels. I'd be the first one there, then my boy Martinez and my boy Ethan, and everybody just came down. There would be a gang of us, like 20 deep, skateboarding.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, my pops, he's a carpenter. So, you know, I knew a little something from him. So we would build ramps. You know, everybody
Yeah,
built
yeah,
ramps.
for sure. We did too.
And then my pops started helping me build like a quarter pipe.
Oh,
So
that's
my pops helped me build a quarter pipe.
Man, that's sick.
We built a spine, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we took all those ramps down to that parking lot.
So you were legit into skating, like
Legit.
fully
Yo,
into it.
I went to the X Games 2 years in a row in Philly.
Really?
Yeah, man. That was like a dream come true.
Who was like the big names there?
Bob Burnquist,
Oh,
Bucky
shit.
Lassick,
All the OGs.
Taz Papas, who's Luke Pierre, what's his last name? Luke Pierre Gordillon. He won the best trick. I forget what he did. It was like a backside heel flip 360 something. He took off his shoes and he threw his shoes. I got his right shoe or something like that. It was some
That's
Osiris. I
wild
still
as
had
hell.
his shoe. I got Bucky Lassick's autograph. I got Bob Burnquist.
I loved Bob Burnquist.
Those was all. They were like some of the pioneers. I felt like
Absolutely.
You know?
Like whenever I think of them, I think of the same as like whenever I think of those names, immediately, you know, Tony Hawk pops in my head.
Yeah.
Rodney Mullen pops into my head.
Rodney Mullen.
You know, like all
Yeah.
these people. Rodney Mullen was hands down my favorite of all time.
Rodney Mullen was my favorite to an extent.
Yeah.
He was just like amazing. He's not a human.
Yeah, not a
He's
human.
not a human.
All the cuts that were on Tony Hawk Pro Skater video games,
Yeah.
that's what made me really fall in love with skateboarding, is like seeing him on them flat circular pads doing like all them Caspers and them dark stalls and shit like that. And like,
You know, my favorite skater, I hated my favorite skater. It was what was his name?
Chaz Muska?
Chad
Chad Muska.
I hated Chad Muska, but that was my favorite skater because my best trick was a nose slide.
Yeah.
That was my best trick. I couldn't do a 3 flip to save my life. I landed maybe 3 of them in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
He's a wild dude now.
I haven't been brushed up on him. What
He's
does he do?
he's an artist, and he's had like
paints,
yeah,
photography, and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty dope actually. He is still rich as fuck because of like the investments he's made.
Remember that book bag shit?
Oh, yeah.
Always skated with a book bag. He
always
had
had
the speakers.
the book bag had the speakers, and like he always had like the big ass fucking baggy ass shit and everything. And he you know, he was never my favorite, but like I always thought he was wild because he killed it. But now,
Remember Guilty? Skate video Guilty?
which one? I don't know. They
They
all
were
run
like
together.
all cuffed up in the back of a police car, and then they broke free, and then they went into their skate videos.
Dude, all the skate videos were just like insane to watch back in the day. Like all the Baker videos and everything.
Yeah, Baker was my favorite deck.
Yeah, they were definitely wild. So while you're in high school and shit like that, like what were you preparing to do after school?
Nothing.
As far as like, you know, college, whatever.
Nothing, man. I was living life like I told you, like, you know, we formed this band when I was like 15, 16, like
What was it called again?
Karloff the Uncanny.
Karloff the Uncanny.
And-
what was the genre of it?
Grindcore.
Yeah.
Grindcore. It was madness. You know what I'm saying? It
Did
was
you
like
listen to like
The Daughters.
you liked
Daughters, Locust,
wait, what was it? What was
Norma
it?
Jean.
Hold on. It was called not I Wrestled a Bear Once, but she was wild. Fuck. I can't remember what it was.
All those grindcore bands had the
Arsonists Get All the Girls. That's what I was thinking.
that
of.
sounds like a grindcore band.
Yeah, it is.
It just I don't know, man. I had this like mind mentality. I used to jump on trains when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had this like
What do you mean? Like the
I
dude
used
from
to
Dennis the Menace? Like
dog.
you
I
just-
used to jump on trains, like moving trains,
and
I
just
would
like ride him for a little bit?
ride them up the street, and then hop back off on my skateboard and ride back down.
That's dope.
And there was one train, man. It was going a bit fast, and no one wanted to jump on the train because it was going too fast. Well, I jumped on this train, and it kind of jerked me, and I fell. And I'm hanging on this train, the ladder, like by my chin.
Oh, shit.
Man, the just blowing in your face. And I pulled myself up and I jumped off of it. No scratches. I
Yeah.
just had this mind mentality of like, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to grow up and be a pro skateboarder, and I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went to a Catholic school like where people shove Jesus down your throat your whole
Absolutely.
life. And I was just
Absolutely.
like, I really didn't believe in too much of anything.
Yeah.
I just believed in that skater lifestyle.
Yeah.
Then I got older and I was about to graduate. I was like, all right, I'm a senior now. and it's kind of like life hits you. Like
What
life's
the
not going to
fuck
stop.
am I gonna do?
Life's
Yeah.
not going to stop. It's going to keep going. So it's like, well, what am I good at? Because, you know, to be honest with you, I cheated through ever since second grade.
Bro,
Spelling tests. I copied
yeah,
homework.
it didn't matter.
It wasn't my thing. I didn't care. That was my thing.
It's exactly.
I
I talk about it on here all the time. Like I never was present in class. I just was there, you know, serving time.
I was serving time.
That's it,
exactly.
dude. You're just serving time. Our math teacher would.
I was good at math though.
But like it wasn't even the point of if I was good or not. Math was my strongest subject.
Yeah.
But you know, we would go in there. I played football. Didn't matter because we fucking sucked. But like he would just be like, "Oh, just give me your test by the end of the class." And like he knew people were copying off of each other.
Right.
You know,
But you played football, so all that mattered was that you got that grade, so
Yeah.
that you could play football.
Yeah.
And the school looked good or whatever.
The school wasn't looking good. We literally did not win a game my senior year.
Oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah, it was. It was rough.
Well, my best grade, I was a C average student my entire life.
Yeah.
But when I got introduced to photography, because skateboarding, you're naturally going to get into photography.
Absolutely, you are.
And skateboarding brought me into photography. So when I got into high school and I was able to take a photography class, that was my best grade.
Yeah.
You know, I got an A+ in photography. So I'm thinking like, all right, do I go to college? I don't really like being told what to do, but I got to make money and I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to prison. You know, my grandmother, she would always tell me like, you're going to go back down to Texas and go live with your cousins. And I'm like, for real? Yeah, let's go. She's like, yeah, in prison. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys-
Doug, I was like in 5th or 6th grade and she got me a soap on the rope for Christmas.
Jesus.
I swear to God, I was like, really? This is my gift.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, you know, growing up, I didn't have too many expectations for myself because, you know, everybody was like, you're the black sheep, you're the fuck up, you know, you're the skater, you're gonna.
Your brothers weren't into it?
Nah.
Okay.
So I went to school for photography. I found out about the Art Institute, and they don't go by GPAs or test scores or nothing. So
They fucking trapped you too, didn't they?
They trapped me, but you know what? They trapped me, but you know what? It was the best move that I did because it got me out of my situation.
Absolutely.
You know, for the first year, I had that grant or loan. I was just signing papers.
Yeah.
I was just signing papers. Okay, here's $5,000. Sign this right here.
So you were going there for photography.
Yeah, and I was like, well, how am I going to make money over there? Because I definitely don't want to go to jail in another city that I'm not from.
Absolutely.
You know? So I'm like, you know what? I talked to my barber, and I was like, what did you do? He said he went to school for photography. So I'm like, really? I'm about to go to school for photography. I think I'm going to learn how to cut hair. I had a little brother. He was my god brother. He was in 2nd grade at the time, and I practiced cutting hair all summer.
How old?
He was in 2nd grade.
No, I mean, how old were you?
I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I was 17.
That was the first time you started cutting hair.
Yeah, I was about 17. And I just practiced on his head, you know, forever. So
Yeah.
by the time I got into college, I was in the dorms, and my plan was I'm going to cut everybody in that dorm, right?
Oh, that's dope.
$5. That's it.
Yeah.
$5. So I was cutting everybody for $5. I had one of my friends that I met back then. At that point, I was going on 19, and he was on the 51C back when it was 51C.
Yeah.
And there was a barber that said, yo, who cut your hair? I gave him the Webby. You remember Little Webby?
Yeah, I
You
remember
his
it.
haircut?
Yeah.
So I gave him that haircut, and I put these little parts on the side of his head. So this barber asked him, yo, who cut your hair? So he gave him my number. The next day, he calls me. He's like, hey, you cut hair? So I'm telling him, yeah, meet me down at Shannon Hall, down on First Ave. And he gets real hood with me. He's like, nah. I don't want to like cuss like aggressively like him, pooch. But he's like, nah, do you want to make some money? Do you want to make some money? He's getting real aggressive with me. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I do. He said, meet me at 124 Brownsville Road. I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, is this real? Why is he so aggressive with me on the phone? I don't know him. So I go up there to 124 Brownsville Road. I brought my boy Martinez, and who did I bring? My boy Dutch. and I cut their heads. Next thing you know, I got a job.
Oh, really?
And the one barber, the manager, he said, "So you got your barber's license?"
This was a barber shop that you went to, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about 19. It was Mount Oliver Styles.
Okay.
And it was a really popular shop at that point in time. And the guy was like, "Do you got your barber's license?" And, I was just like, "Yeah." But I forgot it in Ohio.
Oh, shit.
I'm not from here, right? So they thought I was a bit older than 19 too.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I started working there. Chinaman Mike, he owned the building. And every morning I'd get there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And Mike, he would always drive by to make sure the business was open.
Yeah.
Right? Because he collected the rent. He was really particular about that shop being open because he wanted to make sure that shop was making money, so he made money.
Yeah.
The one day I'm at the bus stop and he picks me up and he gives me this like speech about how poor I am, right? He's like, "You're riding the bus, you're poor. I'm rich. I got enough money to buy one of these Mercedes SUVs, whatever it was back then." He said, "I can buy one of these every month." And he's like, "Here, you run the shop." And I'm like thinking, I'm 19 years old. I told him, I said, "I'm 19. I don't got a barber's license. I can't run this shop."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got all these other men in here that are like 35.
That have been working there.
Been working there. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my wake-up call. At that point, I was making like $100 a day. And you start doing the math, like I'm going to school for photography. And I'm making $100 over here. So let's do the math.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
going to be in debt making $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
$100, that's just starting off. I can do a lot better.
Absolutely.
So dropped out of art institute and went to barber school. I traveled around, tried out barber school down in Texas, Ohio. I was still like trying to find myself back then. So,
but you were definitely developing like a style while you were cutting.
Yeah,
first couple years.
Yeah, and it was
because
like freestyles.
You're obviously like good enough if the dude's like trying to get you in there. And
to be honest with you, I wasn't. It was that designs.
Okay.
They were so like new.
Yeah.
That all I had to do was put a design in someone's head, and that's what got me the job. I couldn't fade hair for shit.
Yeah.
I just did a design, and
okay.
Yeah, that's what got me in the door. And
how'd you kind of get into that though? Like, were you just always like someone that was like critical of your hair?
Nah, man. Doug. So I don't know. It was weird. Getting people to let me cut their hair. This is what they always said. I would always tell them, "Hey, you need a haircut? I got you." And they would be like, "What are you, Puerto Rican from New York?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yep, that's exactly what I am. Yep, if that makes me qualified to cut your hair, yep." And that's what happened. Then people would want a part. Next thing you know, it'd be all of us. We'd be in the dorm smoking, and let me do a design. Next thing you know, I'm just getting super high, putting all these stupid parts in people's head.
You were artistic though, like before, like always drawing
I
and
could
shit.
draw.
Like,
Yeah.
Because like the shit that you put in people's heads is
got
wild.
It got a lot better. Like back then, all I was doing was experimenting.
Yeah.
Finding my style.
Absolutely.
That's
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, so I was finding my style for probably like from basically the day I started up until I was 22. Then, I got the hang of fading.
Yeah.
So
now is this all pretty much self-taught? Like
I never really worked with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then fast forwarding up until 2000, I want to say 2015.
Yeah.
2015, I was in a car accident. Huge car accident.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man, like
bad one.
crushed. Tires were blown
I think you
off.
posted a picture of it.
Yeah, I always post that picture because it's just a reminder of why I'm
like
here.
get out there and fucking keep it going.
Keep it going, man. You should be dead right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dog, the tires were blown off, the hood, the trunk. I don't even know how I lived. They said that I thought I was dead in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where were you at? Was this here?
This was like Neville's Island.
Oh, okay,
I was going. I must have been going. I had to have been going at least 100 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I hit the median going in on a turn, and they said I flipped over the median, cleared oncoming traffic, and there was one car.
Holy
That
fuck!
one
Like
car
Bad
that
Boys
was
2.
out at 5 a.m, I flipped over him. He's the one that called the ambulance.
Holy
They
shit.
said it was Bad Boys 2 meets Fast and the Furious.
Ugh.
So all I remember was 1, 2, 3, boom. And they're picking me up. And I look over and I just bought this Mercedes. It was an E430. I just bought this Mercedes. I got in a good barber shop. I was making money. Finally, my hard work of getting my license paid off. I was making money. I was feeling like an adult.
Yeah, for sure.
And I bought this Mercedes. I had it for a month and I wrecked it.
Ugh.
Had it for a month and I wrecked it.
You were just being dumb flying.
Nah, man, there was a situation that happened that same night, and I got like roofied or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, it was really weird. I don't want to get into too deep a detail.
Yeah,
with
for
that,
sure.
But someone definitely put something in my drink, and next thing you know, I found myself lost. I was just lost, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was going. I got away from this like crowd that I was trying to fight or was trying to fight me because of I was yelling at someone because they took something from me and my drink, and it was crazy. But I looked over when they picked me up, and I was like, "What'd you do to my car?" And they were like, "You did that," and I just passed out. I remember opening my eyes back up, and they're wheeling me in on a stretcher, and it was weird. It was so like you're in heaven and death is watching you, because I got all these doctors hovering over me, and they're all wearing white. And I remember there was this one person, he was a security guard, and he had black.
Yeah.
And they were all over me. I wake up the next day, and I couldn't move. And I thought I was done.
Really?
Like, you remember Kill Bill when she's like...
Absolutely.
That was
Wiggle
me.
your big toe.
Wiggle your big toe. I'm like, move, because I just got done getting this job where I'm making money.
Yeah.
Bought a Mercedes, and now it's all taken from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a neck brace on. They're telling me that they think I fractured my skull. I can't move my body.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? The guy that was wearing the black, I knew him from the barber shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a security guard at the hospital. I knew him from that first barber shop at 124 Brownsville Road. He knew me. And he was like making sure I was okay because he remembered me.
Damn.
So he was telling me, he's like, yeah, they wheeled you in and you were asking if this was heaven and you were dead. And, you know, he's telling me about what I was doing. I don't remember it. I had glass all over me, and it was crazy because I got 3 broken ribs in my back, and I got these 3 little scars on my hand, on my right hand where my thumb is.
Yeah.
And they're circular. And they're in the shape of a triangle. So you got 3 circle scars in the shape of a triangle. Now, I don't know if anybody really knows about triangles, but triangles are a big part of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was crazy that I got these scars. Like, I could still see them right here. And I'm like, yo, your life is meant to be something more than just this chair. And I got this idea of, like, hair products. I'm stuck in this bed. I can't move.
This happened that long ago. Your idea of the
like
products.
In 2015.
Wow.
This was like 2015. It was about then, and I'm just sitting in the bed. I can't move. I finally got able to like move my legs, and I was able to move. I felt like I got hit by a semi truck.
Yeah.
So for like that 2 years, I was experimenting in the house. I was putting stuff together, trying to make these concoctions to make this one hair product.
Yeah.
One time I almost blew myself up. The stuff started bubbling up, and I'm like, oh shit, I put it outside. It was crazy. It was a crazy 2 years just turning my apartment into a laboratory.
Trying to figure some shit out. Now, before we get too far into it, I want to ask you a question. There's that picture you posted. It's my favorite picture that you posted. It's that picture of you on a porch with like just a squad of people out, and it looks like you're like out there, you know, just like honing the craft. Like, what's the story behind that picture?
That picture, that was my aunt's house. That was in Toledo on Broadway. That was Ethan. I'm sure Ethan just got out of jail. And that was my cousin. He just got out of jail. Everybody just got out of jail.
And you were just out there cutting.
I wasn't in jail. I didn't go to jail. But everyone just got out of jail. And I came over to, you know, cut hair, you know, to hang out with my family and cut hair. Ethan was with me, and
that's a dope ass photo.
he's been my best friend for shit since we was like 12 and 13 years old. He's the one that took the picture.
Yeah, that's a dope ass photo, dude.
Yeah, man, that was like the picture that really like showed the beginning. That
Absolutely.
wasn't quite the beginning, but it really was. You know, that's
once you were fully submersed in it. That's the beginning.
If you really look at that picture, Josh, the one that I was cutting, you could see the look on his face where I was just hurting him. I was hurting him. I was digging them clippers into his skull, and you could just see like he's just like, fuck.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, but I love that picture, man.
It's definitely dope. So after, like, how long were you in the hospital?
I was only in there for like 2 days because I wasn't.
Somehow you were all right.
I was all right, but to this day, I mean, it's been like 4 years now.
Yeah,
I still got this pain in my chest. They said I damaged my like sternum and clavicle, whatever, and every now and then it pops.
Really?
Yeah, so I still get pains, especially during the winter on those cold days.
For sure.
That shit hurts.
I
so
bet.
it's like constant reminder, like keep going because you should be dead.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what was the move after that? Like after you got out of the hospital and shit?
It was let's get to work and let's figure out how to make hair products.
And
so I was just doing research online, going to like these stores to find like organic products.
Were you still working in that shop?
I was still working in the shop.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was cutting hair from 11 to 8 o'clock. Then I would get home around 8:30. Then I would work until midnight. And I had notebooks.
Yeah.
Notebooks on notebooks of just, you remember back in science class you had variables and
Absolutely.
all these things? All that stuff started coming back together, you know? And finally I had one. I had that one formula, and I was able to tweak that formula to make other things, other consistencies, other...
What was the first one?
What, the formula?
Yeah, no, not the formula.
I can't tell you the formula.
But like, what was it? Was it like a pomade or like what kind of
pomade?
product?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a pomade. It was a wax based pomade, oil based pomade, and I was able to just turn that into a bunch of different things.
Now, what's the ingredients? No, I'm just kidding. So like that's
Well, it's not so much the ingredients. I can tell you the ingredients, but
process.
it's the formula.
Yeah.
It's the formula. It's how much of this versus how much of this.
I think it's dope that like there's some people obviously that could just like open a barber shop and fucking just cut, but it's cool that like, you know, it's cool people that like try to branch out and really like capitalize on like your creativity and also the marketability. Like, you know, I could just like keep this podcast going and like not fuck with it anymore and just post an episode per week. But like, I'm trying to make merch. I'm trying to do cool shit. I'm trying to like branch out and do things differently.
You want to have a
fucking brand. I'm building a brand.
brand. You want to
know
have
what
like,
I mean?
like right now today is here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Next year, it's going to be somewhere else.
It's going to be crazy.
You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
It's going to be crazy.
It's like in my opinion, the way that I feel that, the way that I work best is I make short-term goals that make for big achievements. So right now, my achievement is for 2020.
Yeah.
But really, my goals are for next month. Next month, I'm going to be working with David Allen. I don't know if you've heard
I know
of him.
who that is.
David Allen.
He makes suits, correct?
Yeah, you know, I've never cut his hair. I've never bought a suit off of him. We never like mixed services or stuff like that. But somehow, I forget how we really started like following each other.
Is he local?
Yeah, he's local. He heard about me, and then I heard about him. And then one day we were at Delaney's down on Carson Street getting coffee, and I was like, David? Because we followed each other on Snapchat. I followed his suits. He followed my like adventures, traveling, cutting hair.
Yeah.
And then we just started talking, you know, and it was all about entrepreneurship. You know, that's it. I'm not a barber. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
could tell
that's the way that I look at myself.
You could definitely tell it from your Instagram.
Yeah. So now you make quarterly goals.
Yeah.
So every 3 to 4 months, you should have a goal that you reach. Right now, I'm trying to get my website off the ground.
Yeah.
I did my product photography. I finally got my product branded.
Yeah. So
you know,
can we elaborate more on like the products?
Yeah.
Can I ask you some questions about them?
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. So you come up with this formula in your kitchen and you're fine tuning it. What's the next process of that? You have to find a distributor?
Well, no, it's not about a distributor. You know, those are people that sell the product for you. I'm the salesman.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want someone building something that I put work in. I want to put in that grime. You know what I'm saying? The grind work, the footwork. I want to make this product have value.
Yeah, but I'm using the wrong word then. Not distributor. You got to find manufacturer. Yeah,
manufacturer.
Absolutely.
So,
people that make the product.
So really, it's like I could have found like manufacturers over in like China.
Yeah.
You know, and somewhere in Asia, and I tried, but communicating through an app is too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard.
It's too hard. It's like, to this day, I got emails from manufacturers responding back to me.
Yeah.
About containers, about like making it for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Manufacturing my product. So I still got people that do that, and it was just like too hard, and not to mention that, but what's stopping Asia from taking my product?
Absolutely.
And then selling it on their own, So
that makes sense.
I just didn't do it. And after a while, it took a while, but now I found out about, there's a manufacturer. I don't want to get too deep into that because
that's fine. That's fine.
It's like that.
I get it. You're doing your own research. You can't give it all away.
So you get these manufacturers out there, and you start talking to them. You tell them what you got, how they can make it, and what they can do to provide better services to you. Manufacturers, it's not just about making it. They'll tell you what works better than this. It's like, I don't know. It's like using two of the same things.
Yeah.
But this one works better. So it's basically like they took my formula
and they punch it up.
They put steroids into it.
Yeah.
So they helped me tweak it out, and that's how it went. And
how long is the process of it from the beginning of you talking to them to you getting your products? It
took me about, I say, almost 6 months.
Oh yeah, that long?
Yeah, because
Holy
first
shit.
you gotta connect with them.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is what I'm trying to do. Then you gotta wait for someone to respond.
Absolutely.
Then it goes from basically you got your like headquarter man, like Nelson over here.
Yeah.
And then Nelson's gonna refer you to Andrew, and then Andrew's gonna take you to him, and you're talking to a whole bunch of people that some are over the phone, some are over email. And
to do that shit overseas is a hassle because working at Threads, we went to Vegas for the trade show there, and there's a place there called Magic. You know what that is?
No.
Magic is a show that is all like, you could buy blank hats, you can buy you know what I mean, like materials to use for your own brand.
Yeah.
So we bought, while we were over there, we were looking for blanks for our shirts and stuff. And it was just like such a wild process to even like go through that communication and like that whole wait and like fucking try to convey your idea to someone exactly the way you want it. So, but you were able to find someone here that was a little bit easier to work with.
And it comes down to just searching.
Yeah,
like the internet is so deep.
It's endless.
Yes, endless.
Like the ocean.
It was like I kind of came across it randomly. You know what I'm saying? I forget what I was doing, and something came up, a name popped up. Then I start looking into the name, and I'm like, this is a manufacturer.
Yeah.
So then I looked into that, what they could offer. They offer a bunch of different things that they manufacture. And beauty products was something that they help with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll like take your blueprints and, like I said, just put steroids on it. So
shine it up.
Yeah, they helped me design the shampoo that I have, because I never had a shampoo. I had the other products, but I never had a shampoo, and it's like, hey, we could help you design a shampoo.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, what do you want it to do? What do you want in it? How do you want it to feel? All this stuff. So, I designed it. The shampoo was designed.
You're pretty detailed on how you want things to be. What were your goals for like your pomade in the beginning? Like, there's so many different kinds. I'm particular to a strong matte finish pomade. You know,
well, that's not really a pomade.
Why?
A pomade is something for high gloss finish. What you would have is what I have that you would use is more like a cream.
Yeah.
Or a matte. You know, it would just be like matte. There's matte clay.
Well, clay, yeah. I guess there's a lot of shit that says clay, but you know, I realized like how much of a difference there is. Like, I have a real good friend she's been a hairstylist forever. She works for like Sexy Hair and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like using that ratchet ass shit from Walmart, like the Axe.
Dude, that
glue.
Axe shit is
it was making my
trash.
head burn.
Yeah.
And she hooked me up with some shit, and you know, you could tell the difference in the quality of things. So whenever you were looking for what you wanted yours to do, what did you want?
Well, I didn't want I didn't want to like burn. You don't burn people. You feel me? It's like, you know, back in the day, I'm gonna get into a little detail. So you might sell some weed here and there.
Yeah.
You keep selling that bullshit, that backyard boogie. Eventually, people are gonna stop wanting it.
Absolutely.
You gotta have something good that's gonna keep on keeping on. You know, it's gonna bring people back.
Absolutely.
If I made a really cheap product that I didn't check this out, I'll give you one thing that is in a lot of hair products: petroleum jelly. Now, let's just say I want to formulate my hair products with petroleum jelly, right?
Yeah.
That is the best way to make the cheapest product.
Absolutely.
The best way, because petroleum jelly is so cheap. So if I wanted to do that, what I could potentially do to people is clog your pores so bad that you get scalp acne.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It is
terrible.
terrible.
And then my name's on it. And then, you know, people are going to start looking at me like, dude, you fucked up my scalp. You're a good barber, but dude, I ain't buying that.
And you don't have any returning customers.
You're not going to have no return customers.
Yeah, you buy it once and they don't like it, they're not going to buy more shit. But if you buy it once and you do like it, you're like, fuck, this works. I'll go back.
Right. I want like an endless name. You know, my goal is
How do you pronounce your brand name?
ChESua.
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 Yeah, so my middle name, I was named Che. So my name's Antonio Che Estrada. And Che is just something short for Antonio.
Yeah.
And it was weird how it came about because I got the House of Kutz.
Yeah.
So the House of Kutz I got kicked out of the barber shop because I was just getting too popular.
Yeah.
You know, I toot my own horn, toot, but
Yeah.
I was getting too popular.
Absolutely.
Owner kicked me out. I started working out of my house. So I became the House of Kutz.
Yeah.
Right? So my hair product was Che Suave. Suave is just like something, Spanish word, smooth.
Yeah.
No, I want some smooth hair. I want to look good. Suave, suavemente, you know. You look suave. Rico
And
suave.
your logo has that nice combed over, like.
Right. So it started off as Che Suave. Then my man Mar, he designed the logo.
Yeah.
So when I'm texting him the name, for some reason that letter E didn't pop up on his end. And he's telling me, he's like, bro, this is a sign. Don't put the E. Call it Che Suave. So it was Che Suave. And at that point, I didn't have a manufacturer. So I literally sat with this logo for almost a year before I found them.
Yep.
And after a year of watching this logo, because I put it on my phone, so every day I see it. I never forget
Got
it.
to.
And it's like, that's your motivation.
My phone right there.
Right.
Got to. You got to look at it every day.
Every day, you know? And I would say it to myself, and eventually it came to ChESua. Because if you say ChESua, that V, it kind of disappears.
Yeah.
And it says ChESua. So now I find the manufacturer, I'm talking to them, and I'm about to, you know, make this official. Right?
Yeah.
And I get these two French guys that come into my house, and they get haircuts. And I said, ChESua. And they said, ChESua? And I was like, yeah, you know what? ChESua. I didn't tell them like, yeah, but I was like, yeah, I like that. And in my mind at that moment, I changed it.
Yeah.
I said ChESua. And they're like, I like that. That sounds good. That's a French word, right? And I was like, yeah, what's it mean? He said, it's like your home.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's like, it's like your home. When you talk about your home, you say ChESua.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I was like, holy shit.
So it has a whole bunch of different meanings.
It was meant to be ChESua, so that way it could develop and form into ChESua. So now I got the House of Kutz, ChESua. So it's all your home. And what that really is like, this is family. You know, throughout the years of me living in Pittsburgh, I don't have family here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have much of anybody but myself, and the people that I've grown to know have become so personal to where there's a piece of me, a piece of them that I care about.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I care about these people, not because they helped me become who I am today, but because some of these people have became something themselves.
Yeah, you share time with them, though.
You shared time with them. You watched them grow while they watched you grow. And it's like, you know, it's like being kids.
That's
and
dope.
you grow up and you guys
I think
did
that I
it.
first came across you because you cut the owner of Thread's hair.
Yeah.
And you came in a few times.
Yeah, I met him. I met his brother first. Rest in peace.
Yep.
And I met him first. Then I met Fuad. And I don't know how I really got cool with Fuad, but I walked into a store one day and I didn't buy anything. I just started talking to him because I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I got cool with him, invited him for a haircut. And, you know, the haircut is just like the door opener for, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, for
you know,
sure. You're obligated to talk.
Well, how many times do you walk down the street, hey, good morning? How many times does someone tell you good morning? You don't even know them.
Yeah.
I make it a point to tell someone good morning. Even if you don't say it back to me, I feel like saying good morning or saying how are you doing, it helps people. You know, you don't know what that person's going through.
Absolutely.
You know, me, myself, coming to a city with nothing in my pockets. I slept, you remember that movie 50 Cent?
Yeah.
And he slept in that trash place?
Absolutely.
That barber shop, when I came back to Pittsburgh after barber school, I lived upstairs. There was no windows, no electricity. I ran an extension cord to a plug down in the basement. I made a room out of garbage bags so the heat would stay in. It was really like fucked up living conditions, you know, cold showers during the winter times. It was, you know, it was just bad. So
that
you never
simple
know
exchange.
So you never know what someone else is going through. And considering that I know what I've been through, I don't know what you're going through, but hey, have a good morning.
Yeah.
You know, how are you doing? Just like check up on somebody.
Something as simple as that.
Simple as that could make someone smile.
Yeah.
You know, and a smile
Could set their whole day on a different trajectory.
Right. You know, that one smile could, like, I don't want to sound like cliche, but it could save somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so that's you know, that's like being a part of a barber's. You get to know these people.
So how long were you doing this in your basement? Or in your house? Yeah.
2 years. I did I was at Southside Barber Shop for 2 years. I was at Mount Oliver Styles for 2 years. This is when I came back after barber school.
Yeah.
I was at Mount Oliver Styles for 2 years, and at that point, new ownership went straight downhill.
Yeah.
We had water falling through the ceiling. It was terrible. So I did 2 years with them. Then I did 2 years at Southside Barber Shop, and that was meant to be because that same day I got that job, I was on my way to sign up for the Army.
Oh, yeah.
I was making $600 a month, and I'm like, man, I'm an adult. You know, I want to have a girlfriend that I can take care of. I want to have a family, and making $600 a month, you ain't getting that.
Yeah.
You know, so I figured, hey, I'm not changing my dream of being the best barber. I'm just going to be the best barber in the Army and do some Rambo stuff on the side.
Absolutely.
You know? I'm on my way. I get a phone call to go down to Southside Barbershop. So I did 2 years there. I blew up overnight. I'm not really sure how. And the owner was like, he told my girl at the time and one of my clients, like, yo, Che's getting too big. I don't know what to do with him. The next day he fired me.
Why, though?
Why? I thought he was going to ask me to open up a barbershop with him.
Yeah, like, was he like, I don't understand.
I guess he was just like threatened.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't blame him for like thinking about that, but he kicked me out.
But usually you would think that if you have a barbershop, you would want the best in there.
Well, this is what happened. I was so popular that I had so many people waiting for me
yeah.
that no one would sit in the other guy's chairs.
Okay.
So now he's really losing money with the other chairs.
And that place is fucking booming all the time.
Always, yeah. That was like one of the original barbershops on Carson Street.
Yeah, that place is booming all the time. So you being, you running your own spot out of your house, like, did you see a benefit to that? Like that you were able,
all my money.
Yeah, you kept all your money. You were able to make your own schedule.
Rent.
Yeah,
I did. I was actually the first barber in Pittsburgh to use Booksy.
Yeah, so I have this written down because I saw a Facebook status the other day from someone, and they made a remark like, "I fucking hate that barbers that use these apps to make
fuck him
to make appointments and shit." He was like, "I just want to be able to fucking text you." But
I'm cutting hair.
I
don't
get
got
it.
time to text you.
Now that's why I wanted to talk to you about this. I have a few questions that I've personally been curious about with the code of a barber. But the first thing is like, using that app, I see nothing but a positive towards that.
All positive.
I mean, like you put your time in, when your time is, you don't have to go fucking sit there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And, I don't see any negative of that though.
It's just, I'm sure you've seen this, but some people are just against the change.
Yeah.
They want to stay in that comfort zone from 2007.
Yeah.
They want to stay in that comfort zone of that pastime.
I think it's also that they want to be considered different.
Special.
Yeah, special, exactly. People that come to Threads, like whenever I was in there, whenever I worked there, people would be texting me and shit like that and like, because they think one person is going to hook you up more than the other person. But, like it's a weird thing, but like I thought that was I couldn't see any negative of using an app compared to like, especially like, think of the actual barber's like well-being. Like that's just way easier on them too. You know what I mean? And how long have you been using that?
I've been using that since after my car accident. My life really changed.
Yeah.
I got up with Booksy. I got up with the Barber Cartel.
What is that?
The Barber Cartel is a clothing brand based out of Florida.
Oh, okay.
It's like, we're all, I don't live in the same state, but it's all love. It's all love. I still call them. I still talk to them.
Everyone supports.
They got their own barber shops. I got mine now. For a year straight, we traveled. And the whole reason why I was even involved with the Barber Cartel was I believed in them more than they believed in themselves. I was their first order of, I think I spent like $100. I bought 2 T-shirts, some hats, because I was like, I'm Mexican, Barber Cartel, I'm a barber, so I was all about it.
Yeah.
And they found me and they were like, do you want to travel with us? We started talking. Me and Christian started talking to each other on Instagram. At that time, they might have had like 9,000 followers.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you need any outside reps? Like, I got you because I fucks with the brand. Next thing you know, we hit LA together. I got 4th in a freestyle competition. I was mad as hell, but whatever. So from then on, we traveled. We did 12 or 13 different cities in that year.
Really?
Yeah, man. We like.
Was it just like a pop-up? You would pop up somewhere and people would do walk-ins?
No, it was barber battles. We set up booths, barber battles.
Oh shit!
Chicago, Hollywood, New Jersey, Florida.
Oh wow!
Texas, Houston. I got first place down in Houston.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn,
so
that's how many people?
Detroit, even. There's So look, check it out. There's Christian. He owns the Barber Cartel. Then there's Razor Ralph, Drew, Kevin, Fade Junkie.
So they got quite a crew down there.
Yeah, it's a crew of us. Like we're like family that doesn't live with each other. We just all grow, watching each other on
That's
Instagram.
dope for sure.
And then we're gonna, it's kind of like in the mix right now that we're gonna plan a 4-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna, do something special for everyone.
That's dope for sure.
Yeah, so that's how that happened. After that car accident, my life changed with Booksy, Barber Cartel. I was so scared to start cutting hair in my house because I thought, how could I go back from being able to afford a Mercedes to making $600 a month? I was so scared that people wouldn't come to my house in the hood up in Mount Oliver. And
that was the main worry that you had.
I was
People
so
didn't want to
scared.
travel to you.
No, not so much travel. I lived in Mount Oliver.
I mean, well, come to you, but like come to your spot.
Yeah, I didn't think people would want to do that, you know?
Now, when you first started off there, how many customers do you think you had? Clients? How many clients do you think
when
you
I
had?
first started in my house?
Yeah.
I had 5.
5 people?
It would be on average 5.
So that'd be like, what, a cut a day for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And now...
Oh, no. I would probably do like 3 to 5 a day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it immediately made me feel better that I would have at least that.
Wow.
You know, so...
And at your peak time, like right before you opened your own spot, how many did you have?
I was 2 years in the house, and by the second year, there would be days that I started cutting from 11 to midnight.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, man. It was...
Killing it.
Man, I was killing it. And, you know, now I'm doing cuts out of my house.
Yeah.
Now it's really personal. You know, these people, man, I got this one homie, and he's really, to me, you know, we're friends. You know, we're homies. He came in one day, and it was around Christmas time.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, I got you something. What size you wear? I was like, I don't know, about 34. He pulled me out, what is that, embellish?
Yeah, embellish
He
denim.
pulled me out 2 pairs of embellished jeans. And I'm like, they had the tags on them and everything. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. You know, daps up. You know, I've gotten so much love from people just by cutting their hair. Like, I've been given $100 for cutting hair on Sundays. I've been getting gifts. Invited to weddings, you know.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's awesome to feel that love, that genuine love just from doing a haircut. And it's really not just a haircut, you know. It's I put my all into your hair. You know, I want you to feel good, look good, feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel good for, you know, making you
look
good.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I like that.
Now, what was the motivation behind, like, if you're doing this out of your house, you're not paying extra bills to be able to do that. What's your motivation to create your own product and to get yourself in your own barbershop? I feel that I have another thing that I wrote down that I wanted to know, and how important is environment?
It's really important because you want people to feel comfortable.
Exactly.
You want people to feel comfortable and feel safe. And I remember my mother, she came to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And, you know, she doesn't like the city. She doesn't like the city. And, you know, she's not familiar with Pittsburgh or Mount Oliver. And I remember I was at the barber shop. I just got fired that week that she came.
Yeah.
And, man, I was so scared because probably about like 5 houses down, this house got shot up from my house, and my mom had just missed it.
Jesus.
Yeah, my mom just missed it. And I was just like, man, that's what I could afford back then. And, you know, it's just, why do I want to be better? Is because I want to be able to, like, have a better life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to have a better life, not just for myself, but I want to be able to give back to my family. You know, my family, they went through a lot, like raising us. $10 an hour between the both of them.
Yeah, making that work.
Yeah, making that work.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I couldn't even imagine it, how people could have multiple kids and like...
Oh, yeah, I've seen cars get repoed.
I bet. It makes me think like, you know, growth happens like... I mean, the only way I could even think of it keeps popping in my head is if you have a goldfish... It stays the same size if you keep it in that small bowl.
Right.
But if you put it in a bigger environment, like if you toss it in the fucking river, it's going to turn into a fucking...
Goldfish are actually big fish.
Big
man.
as fuck.
Yeah,
so like, you know,
one.
you moving to a barber shop, like it allows you to grow, put bigger set of roots down and
not
shit.
only allows me to grow, but it allows me to help better.
Yeah.
Now, I got a 5-chair barbershop.
Where's it at?
It's in Dormont on West Liberty Avenue.
Go ahead, plug it up. I know.
2885 Suite B, West Liberty Avenue, 15216. So
look for it on Booksy.
Look for it on Booksy, or you could Google Map it. You know, but you know, there's a lot of people, and I think this is amazing. There's a lot of barbers out there that want to work with me.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I got to ask you, well, why do you want to work with me? And it's like they want to learn. I'm never going to stop somebody from wanting to learn, because the same people that tried to stop me from learning, to keep me stagnant, to keep me at that one level, I'm not going to do that to the next person.
Yeah.
Because when you build someone up, you guys grow together.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's just that bond you share with someone by growth.
Yeah,
you're never gonna forget that.
And you could tell that from your presence on social media. I get a very, very like motivational type vibe. Like you're always posting some shit where it's like, you know, get out there, do it, like keep going, like keep pushing, all this shit. And you know, there's a difference between I just made a tweet about this today, because there's people that like you know from, let's say, high school that are, you know, influencers or some shit like that. I was like, I want to fucking make a Yelp app where people from your high school could review you. Only people that you went to high school with can review you, so we can know if these fucking influencers or models or anything are fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of people peddling dumbass shit and lying about shit just to get like a rise out of other people. But like what I mean is like these people are posting the same type of shit that you're posting, but it's easier. Why is it so easy for me to tell that you're real and these other people are just a fucking facade? I think it's just like you could tell the realness from people. Like you could tell what's genuine. You always saying like free education for any new barbers. Like, come here, I want to help you out. And
you know,
I think that shows a lot.
I mean, a lot of times with the motivation, it's not so much that I'm trying to motivate other people.
Yeah.
But you know, I remember when I forget how old I was. I think I was about 20. I had a really messed up part of my life, and I might have been 21, and I remember I had nothing. I was sleeping with my dog to stay warm.
Yeah.
And I was taking showers, 5 gallons of cold water. And I remember looking myself in the mirror, and I was just like, I didn't see a strong man. I still seen a kid.
Yeah.
And I asked myself these 3 questions. Who am I? Who do I want to be, and where do I want to go?
Yeah.
And every day I looked in the mirror. Even to this day, I still ask myself that, and it motivates me to go where I want to go. And if you want to follow me, then let's go. Let's get it. Let's get this. So it's not so much that I'm talking to other people, but it's like I'm talking to myself. And if you can hear me, let's go, man.
What's the negative of you inspiring other people while you're inspiring yourself?
Exactly, man.
You know, there's no negative towards that.
It was really like, it made me feel a little bit different. After a while, I got introduced to Snapchat, and I started doing a lot of motivational Snapchats. But really, you know, I was just talking to myself.
Do you take a lot of like, are you someone that watches like, you know, like people like fucking, I'm going to just throw a name like Tony Robbins and like Gary Vee and all that shit?
Yeah,
do you get something from that?
I do, but I don't.
See, that shit doesn't like, you know, it's hard for me to take.
I check them out, but I don't take.
I'll listen to it, but it doesn't like light a fire inside me. The only time I ever, the only speech, and I remember a handful of them. It's just like movie speeches. That shit fires me up more than fucking Gary Vee. You know, like I get the dude is like self-made.
that famous like Sylvester Stallone. It's not about how hard you can hit.
Yeah, it's about how you. Yeah, exactly. Like any given Sunday, whenever.
Any given Sunday,
bro. Whenever he's like, it matters all them inches. Like they add up, and you're just like, fuck, dude. Al Pacino makes me want to run through a fucking wall. Remember the Titans, shit like that.
I was just watching Remember the Titans,
bro,
and that was.
I made my wife watch it.
Yeah.
And she's never seen it. And
wow.
I was like sitting on the ground, like almost like had tears in my eyes, because like that movie right there encompasses every bit of my youth, because like I spent most of my life playing football with my brothers.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that movie like makes me think all that shit. But like, you know, the motivational stuff is hard for me to like. That's why I see through all this bullshit of all these like, you know, influencers on Instagram. Like, what the fuck is that person gonna do? Like, I'm too much of a control freak to be able to listen to their bullshit.
Nothing's wrong with trying, right? But when you keep trying so hard, eventually that trying is going to run out of steam. And when you got that passion for something that you want to do, it's never going to stop because that's something that you want to do. That's something that is inside
you. If you get comfortable, you're not going to progress. There's no comfort, or there's no progression through comfort.
Well, let me put it like this. So I'm into health and fitness.
Yeah.
And I could start doing motivational videos about, me lifting weights. Right?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I really don't care about being the next bodybuilding superstar.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. I want to be healthy. Yes, I want to be physically fit. Yes, I want to be stronger than the next person.
Yeah.
But is that my goal? Is that my focus? No. You know what I'm saying? I support the fitness industry and health and wellness to the fullest, but that's not my goal to make everybody physically fit.
Yeah.
My goal is to make everybody grow in whatever way that fits them. It's like how you say you can't teach a monkey to swim a marathon that a dolphin's trying to swim.
Yeah.
Dolphins do dolphin stuff, monkeys do monkey stuff, and giraffes do giraffe stuff. Stuff like that. So everyone has their own niche. And I'm just inspiring you to see something inside of you that's going to grow.
Yeah.
Whether that's fitness, drawing, tattooing, barbering, whatever it is, do it and be the best at it.
Yeah.
You got that passion. You just got to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, where do I want to go?
Yeah.
And then make those short-term goals for that long-term achievement. And next thing you know, it's been a year. And you are in a completely different place.
Do you listen to Rogan?
Nah, I have. To be honest with you, I don't really listen to too many people because I gotta work all the time.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about Rogan. Everyone talks about DJ Khaled, The Rock, Gary Vee.
You can't even put DJ Khaled in the fucking...
I remember there was a summer. It was like a few summers ago. Everyone was talking about DJ Khaled, and they'd be like, yo, you're like the barber DJ Khaled. And I'm like...
Yeah, but like...
I don't know, but I think I am because you're telling me I am.
Rogan was talking to Dr. Phil, and they were talking about...
Dr. Phil?
Yeah. They were talking about incremental changes, and...
like making small changes.
And this is a perfect way to describe it. And this really stuck out to me. He was like, if you think about it, a small thing that you change today isn't going to be noticeable. Mm-hmm. But if you're thinking of two sailboats going completely parallel, and that person, the one sailboat turns the wheel couple foot to the right, it might not look like it's turning away right then and there, but give yourself a year and you're going to be two completely different paths. And I was like, fuck, dude, that's some heavy shit.
Yeah.
Heavy shit for sure.
You do one slight thing. I remember when I started running, it was like I couldn't run for shit.
Yeah.
And
I still can't.
You just stick with something long enough, you're gonna get good at it.
Yeah, it'll definitely get easier.
That's what if anyone were to ask me, yo, what's the trick?
Consistency.
It's consistency. Just stick with it, and naturally you're gonna get better.
Absolutely. Anything that you're doing, if you're consistent at it, you're gonna progress. And it's just gonna get easier. It's gonna become.
It gets easier. Repetition. Yo, I remember Lil Wayne said, what did he say? He said repetition is the father of learning.
Lil Wayne said that?
I swear to God, he said that.
He probably did.
Songs.
Lil Wayne ain't dumb.
No, he ain't dumb.
That dude ain't dumb. He
has a couple books.
Yeah, he
got
might,
some books.
He might look silly with the way he carries himself.
I don't think he
sometimes.
said repetition is the father of learning, but it was something very
something
close along
deep
those
around
lines.
them.
Yeah, and I remember I was a kid and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, just keep doing it.
Yeah,
and you're gonna learn it. You're gonna get better at it, and you're gonna master it eventually.
Now, could I ask you I want to ask you a couple other things about your preferences. Now, I went to the barber the other day, and I was curious because, I just had to go get my haircut before a funeral, and I didn't have any product in my hair, so it wasn't styled at all. Now, I went there, and my hair was just it's a fluff anyway. Yeah. And, do barbers prefer people to come in with their hair styled so you could see?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Nah, that's you got barbers that are trying to get you in and out, so they really don't care.
Yeah.
Then you got barbers that are a little bit more particular. I don't like it when you got gel in your hair.
Yeah.
I hate gel, pomade, basically anything that's like, I don't know. I don't really like stuff in your hair because it's not going to give you the exact cut that I'm going to give you,
Yeah.
A styled haircut is not truly the same as a dry haircut, if that makes sense. Because when you got product in your hair, you're forcing your hair to be a certain way. It's not natural.
Yeah.
So when you cut your hair natural, it's naturally going to lay the way that you intended for it.
Yeah.
And then you put some product in it.
Yeah.
So if I cut your hair with product in it, it's going to be forced to do something that might not naturally be what's intended.
That makes sense. I was just curious about that because, I went there, I was like,
Don't ever go into the barbershop with gel.
all right,
gel
there you
in your
go.
hair.
You can't
That's the
fucking
worst thing.
don't do it.
that.
I was curious though because I was thinking I was like this dude has no idea what my hair looks like. So I'm going to have to try to fucking explain it and I don't know the
You got a nice
terminology.
haircut. Who cut your hair?
My boy right up the road. He's actually he just graduated not long ago from the barber school.
What's his name?
Eric, I believe his name is.
Eric.
You know who that is?
No.
No? Well,
No.
his name's Eric. But there's a barber shop right up here. It's called Regis.
Regis.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
I didn't even know it was not Regis from the mall, but Reg with an S. And
Regis and Kathy Lee.
yeah, kind of like Regis and Kathy Lee. But I never
What was
knew
that?
this.
What was Regis and Kathy
That was a
Lee?
talk show.
That was a talk show?
Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford.
That was like a morning show, wasn't it?
Now Michael Strahan took Regis Philbin's spot.
So Regis Barbershop.
Regis Barbershop. That place was cool. Like I went up there and like I was happy with it. And I'm weird about new people cutting my hair.
As everyone is. You see how
Yeah.
long my hair is?
Yeah,
It's because I don't have a barber.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Now, this is another thing I wanted to ask. What's up with what do you think about them hair pieces?
Unit pieces?
Yeah, that people
Come
can.
on, man. All right, look. Now let's really think about this. All right.
Wait, explain what these are for people that are listening
Okay.
that don't know.
So the hair units, it's basically you got a toupee.
yeah,
Donald Trump toupee, but it looks good.
A good one.
To be honest with you, they look good.
bro. Some of them
they
videos,
look so real.
you couldn't tell the difference.
Right, man. Even that hairline looks real. Like I don't know.
It's unreal.
I don't know. I've never actually physically had one in my hands, but I heard about a barber doing it, and he charges like $200,
I bet.
but it only lasts a week.
Ugh.
And then the glue or whatever he uses falls off, and it's like, look, man. We all know you're bald. You
Yeah.
can't go down to the flats or 12 scenario. You ain't
With a
going to none
brand
of those
new
places with
haircut?
a brand new haircut. Wasn't you bald like 2 months ago? You know what I'm saying? We all know you because we all been going to these places for years.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it a confidence booster?
100%
it
it
is.
is.
100%. But to me, I don't know. I just got this thing about,
Would you yourself ever get into doing that?
yeah, I would.
I feel like it would be a good lucrative.
Yeah, it would be very lucrative,
Yeah.
but my thing is, be you, love who you are. Like that whole fake stuff.
Well, what do you think? I mean, so what? People are.
I mean, me personally, I just could never see myself going to the extent of
gluing or fucking
gluing
rug
up
on your head.
If I ever go bald, I'm going bald.
Yeah, that's what Rogan said. Rogan was like, just cut it off.
Cut
whatever.
it off. Let it go, man. Just,
Instead of having
it's-
that-
Now it's time to go to this level. It's time to go to this level.
Absolutely.
We are now a new.
You're
a
progressing,
new you.
a new human.
You're transcending. You're elevating.
Now, what about punctuality?
Punctuality, like being on time.
Yes. How important is it?
How important is it? All right, check this out. Me,
Yes.
I'm not always on time.
I know.
At the same time, I'm busy. I might not be on time for your 2:00 appointment.
Yeah.
Because my 11 o'clock appointment was 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
That 10 minutes, it does something to the whole day.
Yeah.
And then if you got 2 clients that are 10 minutes late,
20 minutes?
it fucks up everything.
Yeah.
So punctuality for you, yeah, you need to be punctual. Punctuality for me,
You got to give me some leeway.
I got some leeway.
Yeah.
My day my day over the past like maybe like month or so, I've been trying to like wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of people really do that.
Were you surprised whenever I was up this
I
morning?
was. I forgot people really do have real jobs.
Yeah.
And
even
real
on the
jobs,
weekends.
technically, thinking about it, real jobs do start at 7 o'clock. And
Dude,
you gotta
even on
drive.
the weekends, I can't
I've
sleep
never had a
past.
job, man.
I can't sleep past 5:30.
I've
even
never
on the
had
weekends.
a job to know what it's like to have to wake up and go.
I love mornings though. Like
Yeah,
in
man.
high school and shit, I was able for some reason.
Oh, I hated mornings and back then.
Yeah, like I was able to like. I wanted to sleep in later, but honestly, probably in the past 5 years, I have not. I swear to God that this is true. I have not slept past 9 o'clock.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And before that, even I might have slept one time that late, but I'm usually up by like
That's why I
5,
really don't.
5:30.
That's why I don't really like drinking. Because if I drink, I'm not
Fucks
gonna
the
wake
whole
up till
next
like
day up.
11.
Yeah, fucks the
And
whole next
11
day up.
to some people, 11's early, but to
That's
me,
a whole waste of
I
a day.
lost almost 6 hours.
A whole waste of a day.
I almost lost 6 hours of my time.
So what time does your shop open?
My shop opens at 10. I got another barber that I've been working with. He wants to open at 10. So, he's fairly new to the barber game. He's 2
Yeah.
years. I got 13. So, my thing is, if I tell you I'm going to be there at 10, I'm going to be there at 10. I've been working at 11 since 2014.
Yeah.
So, my schedule is 11 o'clock. Anything that happens before 11 o'clock, that's my personal time. That's my time to, maybe work on something else.
Yeah.
Some other aspect of my life or some other type of goal. So really I'm working before 11.
Yeah.
I'm just getting to my barber gig at 11. So punctuality, if you say you're going to be there, you should be there.
Yeah.
If you say you're going to be there at 10 o'clock and you're not there, then what good are you if I can't believe you and I can't trust you and I can't put my faith in you that you're going to be there when you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're what's that word? Flugazy? You're fluey?
Yeah.
You're fluey?
Yeah.
So you just can't trust fluey people,
I get that for sure. Now,
if you're going to be late, just say you're going to be late.
Yeah, be
You ever-
upfront.
You remember back in the day when your weed man said that they're crossing the bridge right now, but really they're playing 2K? Remember that? Like, dog, I'd
Be there in 10 minutes.
I'd be chilling with Keith like, bro, you're not crossing the bridge right now. We're playing poker right now. You told him 5 minutes. You ain't gonna be there in 5 minutes.
yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Just be honest with
Yeah,
people.
don't be that guy. Just say you're gonna be a half hour.
Now, what's like your next move with everything? Like we've been trying to get this podcast going probably since, for a minute. But
you've been
ducks
asking
in
me
a
for a
row.
while, and I just
Yeah,
really
dude.
wasn't like mentally prepared because I had
get it.
so much on my plate.
I get it. I'm
I've
glad
been-
we waited though.
I was building this barber shop since last April.
Now, what was your process of that? How did you yourself figure out a location you wanted to do it in?
It was all meant to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. I got these clients. They're from Russia, and I cut their hair, and they've always been really good to me because they appreciate my work.
Yeah.
And I feel like coming from this like ethnic background that we have an understanding of places that aren't America.
Yeah.
We have an understanding that there's a place out there that is much worse than America, and we are privileged to be here and do what we do. So when you go to work, do the best job that you can do because there's people out there that are never going to get this chance.
Yeah.
So we had this like mutual respect with each other, and it was a whole family that ran this pizza shop. So I went over to their pizza shop, and I've been cutting their hair for, I think at that point in time was a year. Never ordered pizza from them. So
Never.
I went there, and they let me make the pizza myself.
Oh, that's
right.
dope.
So I went to the back, I make my pizza, and I asked him, I was like, yo, what's the place next door? Like, is that for rent? And he's like, oh yeah, let me show you. He shows me the place because it's the same address as them.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you want it? I'll tell the landlord. He's really cool. And you know how everything comes in full circle?
Yeah.
So I call the landlord, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I'll meet you, blah, 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 blah. So I go to the pizza shop. and I'm meeting the landlord. And guess, I know this landlord. I know who he is.
You know him.
He used to go to the Southside Barber Shop.
Jeez.
He used to get his hair cut in the barber that right next to me. I've had several conversations with him in the barber shop.
Yeah.
So he knew my work ethic. You know, he knew I was always there, you know?
That's dope.
So I was trying to get a barber shop for, I don't know, over a year. I went all over town, and there was people that I offered to pay a year of rent up front. Nope. No one wanted to give me a chance.
Now, why though? I don't
think
understand it.
Maybe it was credit. Maybe it was, you know, like I look like, if you looked at me, you might think that I might bring in a rough crowd.
Yeah.
Not the case, you know, or maybe it was my credit, or maybe it's this guy with the tattoo on his neck and he's offering me a whole bunch of cash.
That's a good point.
Maybe it's that. Who
That
knows?
could be suspect.
Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
it's suspect. Yeah, right?
Yeah, who knows?
So that's I don't know. It could have been anything.
But this guy you ended up knowing.
Yep. And I didn't have to offer him a year's worth of cash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just boom, it was so easy. And then you know that whole saying, don't mix friends and business.
Business and pleasure.
Right. So I had this friend and he owned his own construction business.
Okay.
Right. I'm like, you know what? I'm all about supporting other people's growth.
Yep.
So I'm like, yo, here, hook me up. You know, and it's like, you know, like I said, like, look, don't tell me 5 minutes if you're going to be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't tell me this much money if it's really going to be this much money.
Yep.
Because I'll pay you this much money if
Just
that's
tell
what
me it at first.
Just tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear with each other. Man, this friend of mine
Gave you a runaround.
Nah, he does give me a runaround. It took him 8 months to do what he said was going to be a 4-week project.
Jesus.
It took him 8 months, and he didn't even finish it. He stuck me with a bowed floor. He stuck me with no heat or AC. He stuck me with half the light fixed. So I had to hire a whole new contractor to finish the job. At that point, you know, I'm so scared because now I'm running out of money.
Yeah.
I'm running out of money. Like, I spent 8 months not only paying for renovations, but paying rent.
Yeah.
So I'm paying rent on a place that I'm not even
losing
making
two
money.
bills.
Oh man, dude. I never thought in my life I would pay that much money that I was paying for 8 months in bills.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how I did it. That's probably why I was working from midnight sometimes.
Yeah, just grinding.
Yeah. So eventually, you know, I made it. And it's such a relief to be able to get out of bed and go to work and know that
you're at your spot.
I'm at my spot. I'm out of the House of Kutz. Now I'm at the House of Kutz hair studio.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's slowly but surely growing. I'm going to be hiring my second barber. I'll have 2 more chairs.
Yeah.
The hair product, it took off for the first month, but I think I sold it to everybody. You know, now they got to use it. Everyone loves it. I use it.
Yeah.
It's just the product lasts a long time. You know, 1 container of pomade, defining cream, fiber gum, shampoo and conditioner. I've been using it for a month and I still got my shampoo and conditioner.
How many different products do you have?
I got shampoo and conditioner. That I consider that one.
Yes.
You know, I sell those together. And then I got 3 styling products.
Okay.
Right. So they last a good month.
Now, what's
if not
retail
longer.
on a tub of pomade?
So I'm letting them go for $25.
Okay.
But that's not where I want to be. That's not really where I want to be. I want it to be a little bit more affordable.
Yeah.
But the thing with starting your own product with manufacturers, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money to get it started for sure.
A lot of manufacturers, if you find a really good manufacturer, they're going to work with you.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of other manufacturers, they
want their
want
money.
you to buy 10,000 units.
Yep.
10,000. Yeah, you get it cheaper.
Can I ask you how many units you had to buy?
I didn't have to buy much.
Oh, okay.
I really didn't have to buy much. I bought 500.
That's not, I mean, it's
not bad.
Yeah,
it was
it's not bad.
expensive.
Absolutely.
It was expensive, but it's not bad. It wasn't 10,000.
How big is the pomade? How many ounces?
3.5 ounces.
That's not bad.
No.
Because I buy that sexy hair product shit. I buy that. It's called Frenzy, and that's like 23, I think.
Yeah.
And, that's right around probably, I would say right around 3
rate
ounces.
for like hair products on average, 25 is a little bit more on the higher end. There are products out there that are much smaller than 3.5 ounces that go for 30.
Well, realistically, you get what you fucking pay for.
Right.
It's like people want to go to, like, I was absolutely that dude. I would go to Walmart, spend $8 on a tub of Axe pomade.
That Axe pomade's so cheap.
Yeah,
it's
so
cheap
much
in dollars
trash.
and it's cheap in quality.
Yeah, it's
and,
trash.
Something that I'm doing is, I tell everybody this, but it's hard to get people to actually participate in it because, to be honest with you, there's people that don't mind paying you the full price.
Yeah.
Some people don't care about a discount, but what I'm offering is if you bring in your old product, so let's just say you got Axe pomade.
Yeah.
Very popular pomade, the Axe pomade. You bring that in, I'm going to give you $5 off of this product.
I like that. It's an incentive.
Because my idea behind that is
just put it in people's hands.
This is what people are traded it in for.
Yeah, like put it in people's hands and allow them to use it. So once they and that shows that you have confidence in your product.
I've traded in a lot of people. Surprisingly, I don't know why it's popular, but the what is it called? American Crew Fiber Cream.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either. I've never seen it, but I got a bunch of clients that use it, and they all hate it. Well, why do you keep using it?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I got a fiber gum. It's not a cream, but it's a fiber gum.
Yeah.
You might like it. Try this out. So a lot of people like this fiber gum much more than American Crew. And American Crew has been around since I was a kid.
Yeah.
If people are trading in American Crew for some ChESua, you know what? Bring in your crew. So that way, when I launch, I don't want to. I'm not from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'm from everywhere. I lived in Texas. I stayed in Las Vegas, California, Ohio. I got friends from all over, families from all over. I look at America as this is my stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Not just Pittsburgh, America. The internet is so big.
You could do whatever you want.
Can do whatever. And I need to let them people all the way over there know that people are trading in American Crew for some ChESua.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, where does the Kickstarter come into play with all this?
Well, so Kickstarter, obviously, like, I've been through a lot of financial, I don't want to call them setbacks, but a lot of financial investment.
Yeah.
And the Kickstarter, I gotta work on it. To be honest with you, I actually got declined for Kickstarter. Yeah, they said that I needed to reword my
your pitch.
My pitch.
Yeah.
They said I needed to go back and reword my pitch because it didn't fit their standards. So, but it wasn't denied because of the product.
Yeah, it was just
denied because of what I was saying.
Now, what is your goal with it in a perfect world?
Well, my goal is really I'm just trying to use the Kickstarter to raise money for branding.
Yeah.
If you're gonna buy some product off me, I'd like to give it to you in a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to give it to you in a bag, and a lot of this stuff isn't cheap. Buying 1,000 plastic bags with ChESua on it when you walk out of the shop,
unreal expensive.
That stuff gets expensive. Stickers, advertisement.
People used to bitch at us whenever we were at Threads because we had them. We just had a paper bag, like a brown paper bag. It
looks cheap.
It was cheap because we would just stamp. Like it was the worst. We'd have to just fucking stamp Threads on it, but. He ended up leveling it up and getting like a real bag that was printed real nice with like the
it's like
the cord drawstrings and shit, and like all that shit is so fucking expensive, which is understandable for sure. Now, for the Kickstarter, what is going to make people want to be involved with the Kickstarter?
So, the way that I initially designed the Kickstarter was if you pledge $25.
Yeah.
You're going to get a hair product.
Yeah.
If you pledge $60, you're going to get a hair product and shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
If you pledge 100, you're gonna get a 1 month or 2 month subscription.
And it's going to keep going
3
up
month.
from there.
If you pledge, I had a $500 pledge that you're gonna get recognition in the Barber Shop and on the website with your picture.
Yeah.
A 3 month subscription of hair product and shampoo and conditioner, and that wasn't the part that they denied. I think it was the part where I said that I would ship this to you within 5 to 10 days.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they looked at it as
Usually their shit is post-dated.
Yeah. So they looked at it more like our website isn't made for sales. It's made for raising money.
Yeah.
So just reword it. So I got to go back there.
That makes sense.
I only get 1 day. I really only get 1 day a week to fully put my focus in on my
Plus,
my
you got to have a
product.
fucking time to blow off some steam, you know?
You know what? The steam is that's my morning time.
Yeah.
That's my morning time. I do boxing.
Oh, you do
I
you
do
go to
boxing
now?
and I go to the gym, and that's my steam. Like that gets all my tension away.
That's
You know what
good.
I'm saying?
That's good.
Yeah, it starts my day off on a really good note, and I'm just really eager to go to sleep at night. You
That's
know,
good.
to wake up at
You exhaust yourself to no end. That shows you put in a hard day's work.
Get to sleep, wake up at 5 in the morning, and let's be the best that we can be.
Now, this is another thing I want you to. I want to hear your pitch of it. It's hard for people to invest their money and spend $50 on a haircut.
Yeah.
Why is it better for someone to not pinch their pennies with this shit? What is your pitch to people to give it a shot? Because how much is your haircuts?
Well, I charge $25 for a haircut, $30 with the beard.
Yeah.
To some people, that's a bit more expensive because their barbers are doing 15, 20,
Yeah,
maybe
15.
20, 25. And
Like I paid 15.
to be honest with you, this is what I say. Do you care about yourself?
Yeah.
Do you care about yourself? Because I care about what you look like when you leave my chair.
Yeah.
And what I was taught when I was younger from Pooch, my first barber mentor, is it's not about what the haircut looks like today. It's about what the haircut looks like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what matters. So now, when you leave this shop, what are you going to look like in 2 weeks? Because your haircut is going to represent you.
Yeah.
For that job interview, for that you being introduced to your potential wife or girlfriend, or anything. Your haircut speaks a lot about you. I actually read this article in when I was living in Columbus, Ohio, about mustaches.
Yeah.
They said if there's two people with the same exact qualifications for the job, whoever has the better looking mustache is going to get the job. The better looking mustache is going to get the job. So that barber, he better make your mustache look good.
Yeah.
He better make that mustache look good. So that's what I really tell people is, I let them know is like, my thing is, what's your haircut going to look like in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Now, do you care? If you don't care, then I'm not going to force you to sit in my chair.
Absolutely.
But the simple fact that it's so hard for people to get in my chair,
Yeah.
I really don't have to tell people. I don't have to like say, yeah, I'm the best or nothing. It's just, hey man, if you want to come. If you want to,
I think your
go to
product.
someone else.
I think your product definitely reflects the quality that you put into things. Like you could tell it looks different.
Well, when people watch me, people watch me cut hair. I don't cut hair like your typical barber. I use a lot of shears.
Yeah.
I do a lot of precision. I'm just doing a lot of things that typically barbers aren't doing, and people notice that.
Yeah.
People notice that. They're like, I've never seen a barber do this. I've never seen a barber comb my hair this way. There's things that like
I saw you do some wild shit where you had that wide tooth comb that you just like went back and forth over someone's
that
head.
wide tooth comb, man. That
and
is
it added some texture that
it.
I've never seen like that. That's
I love the wide tooth comb.
super interesting.
That's something I learned from watching UK barbers.
Yeah.
How many barbers do you know that really pay attention to England?
Yeah.
England.
Do you take a lot of like inspiration from other people, like anywhere you could find it?
After I traveled that 1 year in America, I don't find myself being inspired by barbers.
Stuff that's here.
No, because I've been to classes and I was so disappointed with these classes because they taught me something that I already knew.
Yeah.
And I hate to sound like, oh, I already know that, but,
No, but
I
it's
felt like I
understandable.
wasted my time by, just that. But there is one barber, his name's Tyreek Jackson. I listen to him. I follow him. I pay attention to him, not for his haircuts, but for his information and his experience.
Yeah.
I listen to him for the business side and the business ethics. And if I want to look for style, I look for style in Russia, the UK.
Stuff that we're not used to.
Stuff that we're not used to. The style, we're actually the last to get the style. First it starts over in Japan,
That's usually how it always is.
Asia, Europe.
Even
then
with
it
the
gets
clothes.
to California. Yeah, that's how it goes. And that's where I really like look for my style, and that texturized look.
Yeah.
I love it. I think I've been telling people that's
It's
the
sharp.
new wave.
It's sharp.
That's
It
the new
definitely
wave.
is.
For a while, since like 2014 to up until recently, pomade and the pompadour, comb over,
Yeah.
hard part, that was the biggest haircut. Now we're getting into texturized haircuts.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more edgy that you can style it in a couple different ways. You don't have to look like your friends all the time.
Absolutely. I just conformed. I let this comb over kind of work its way out because
Yeah.
I was rocking a faux hawk for probably 9 years. My hair is so fucking weird. It just grows completely out. It has no, it doesn't layer anything. It's just like a fucking chia pet. So it's hard for me to fuck with it. I got 2 more questions though, and then we're going to get to the last segment. Is that cool?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, I don't let people fuck with my beard. Do you have a lot of people that turn down you cutting their beard?
Check this out. I had the funniest experience. Have you ever heard of Generation Iron on Netflix?
I think so, yeah.
So Generation Iron came in a couple weeks ago.
What's the dude who he's
Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
Ray Edmonds.
Yeah.
So he's
Big as fuck.
he's actually an inspiration to me too, because when I first met him, I met him out, and I've seen that dude get bigger from cutting his hair. I've
Absolutely.
seen him not only get bigger, but grow in the fitness industry. And now he's ranked number 2 in the world. He's ranked number 1 in
He's
Colombia.
a fucking animal.
Yeah. So Generation Iron was doing a documentary on him and, following him around, and he wanted to be in the barbershop.
Yeah.
He wanted part of the show to be in the barbershop. And the director, he was bald, but he had a big beard, right?
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to get nothing done. But then after I hooked up Ray, he's like, hey, you think you can just, shave my head? I was like, yeah, sure. Boom. I was like, you just want me to clean up your sideburns so it don't look poofy right there? And he's looking at me like, yeah, but don't touch the line. So I did it, and I was like, look, you sure you don't want me to touch the line? Because you see what his beard looks like, and it's clean.
Yeah.
So he literally had me do his beard in sections. Like, I went on the side of his beard. He had to look at it. I said, do you want me to do a mustache? Okay, just do the top so. Okay, do you want me to finish the mustache? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do this? It literally took us probably 5 phases just to do a real simple beard.
Yeah.
And he was so scared that I was going to mess it up.
He liked it though in the end?
Oh, yeah. And this is what I told him. I said, the sad part about this is you were so scared to sit in my chair and get your beard done that you're probably never going to get your hair cut from me again. And you're probably never going to get a barber that's probably as good as me, where I can follow directions and not fuck up your beard.
Not fuck your head up.
And he just laughed. He laughed, and the whole rest of the night that he was in the shop, he was just looking at himself in the mirror like,
Yeah, it looks good.
yeah, he
All
was
lined
happy.
up.
You know what I'm saying? He was smiling,
Now, the last question I have for you before we get to the sending segment is, you fucked some people's head up before?
Oh, man, when I was younger.
When's the last time you fucked someone's head up?
Oh, man.
Be
dude.
transparent with me.
All right, so look, there was this girl. She had really...
You cut women's hair too?
No, not really. I
Okay,
mean, this
okay.
was like, she came into the barbershop because she had a low cut.
Yeah.
And she was a very pretty girl. she was a beautiful looking girl.
Yeah.
She had a short haircut. She had really tight curls. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I like blow dried her hair out because it was a little wet.
Yeah.
Right. But it ended up straightening her hair. And at that point, I didn't know what I was really doing with the blow dryer. And I made her hair. She even said something. She's like, "You're straightening my hair first?" I was like, "Yeah." And, she really liked me cutting her hair. And she wanted this mohawk. And when I cut it, it ended up going back to her curls. And she just had this face. And it was like, everyone always says, like, you're in a relationship with your barber. And I felt like that day she broke up with me. She broke up with me. She looked at me. She's like, "You got me looking like a fucking man." And I'm just like, I had no words. I shit you not. It was like probably 2 years later. I was done out of that barber shop. I was going into that corner store Get-Go down on 18th Street.
Yeah.
And I seen her. And I was like, oh shit. I turned around. I'm not going through that again. Even though there was 2 years in between.
Man.
I said, I'm not going through it again.
I respect that.
Yeah, that was
story.
probably the last time I fucked up anyone's hair. It
That's
doesn't
good.
really happen too often, ever.
Jeez, you got a wild life, dude. I like
Oh man,
I like following your account though. Like it's I feel like that you offer some different shit. Like I
Thanks, I appreciate
I
that.
get shit from your social media. I think it's important to have I think it's important for anyone that's pushing a product.
that's crazy
now.
because I've actually been criticized for my social media.
In what way?
Like I remember when I was doing it, like everyone would say like, "Oh, you're an Instagram barber," or there was one guy that he thought that.
What does that even fucking mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. The one guy, he thought before he ever met me, he's like, "I always thought you was just gonna be like some arrogant Hollywood barber, but you're pretty cool." And I'm like, bro, I don't know how you get that from my social media,
Yeah,
but
people just read too far into it.
yeah,
They really do.
people think that like social media is my life because they see it on there, but really, like, dude, social media is just a tool.
Just a tool, dude.
It's like using the socket wrench.
I think
you don't
that,
always got to use it, but it's a great tool to have.
It's a great tool to have in the toolbox. This is why I do the fucking podcast though, because like I could get somewhat of a read from your Instagram, but like
Yeah.
I don't know where it all came from. I don't know that you fucking traveled all around. I don't know that
When
your
I s-
grandfather like kind of instilled the
Yeah.
real shit you needed to in the beginning. Like
I heard about your podcast. I'll call you right back, and immediately I just fell in love with the name. I'll call you right back because I tell people I'll call you right back.
I'm busy doing
and to
shit.
be honest with you,
it ain't malicious. It's
I'll call you back in a couple days,
dude.
I got
that's where the name is.
50 some text messages on my phone. I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Missed calls, I'll call you right back.
That's
But
where my
right
name
now I'm
comes
busy.
from. I'm always trying to, think of a different idea, try to come up with some new adventure, and like people will hit me up, and I'll just be like, dude, I just gotta call you right back. But like, it's
Sometimes
not like,
you don't end up calling.
yeah,
back.
but it's not me being like, all right, yeah, fuck you, I'll call you right back.
Yeah.
It's just
what's
like,
up with the strawberry?
it's been my nickname since 6th grade. I dyed my hair blonde in 6th grade, and I got invited to some place called Metro Football Camp. I was the youngest one there, and there were seniors from my high school there. I was in 6th grade, so 6 years difference. They did not care to learn my name. They just called
called
me
you Strawberry.
Strawberry. And honestly, dude, it's stuck ever since.
Wow.
Since 6th grade.
What about the phone? Did you just have the phone just laying around?
No, I've always loved the phone logo. I've always loved the phone, and like I'll call you right back. I had that name before I had the phone, but
What was it? Who had this phone?
eBay.
Saved by the Bell?
Oh, Zach Morris.
Zach Morris.
But I had to get that. I had to get that shit off of eBay. The antenna was the only thing that was fucked up on it, but it's a dope phone. I'm trying to look for a charger for it.
Yeah, we should try using this sometime.
Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna get to this last segment right here. I do an ending segment with all my guests called Desert Island Questions. Are you a fan of The Office?
The Office, actually, yeah. I just started watching The Office. Funny, dry. It's like
You just started?
It's like Seinfeld to me. It's dry humor, except Seinfeld wasn't really funny. The Office is.
Did
funny.
you watch from the beginning?
Yeah.
So how far are you in?
I think I don't know, man.
telling
lost
you.
track. I just watch it and it's just
Realistically,
so stupid.
I ask people on here all the time their Desert Island questions. it ain't even a question. I would take that over anything else in the world.
The Office?
Anything in the world, dude. I've watched that probably through completely 10 times. It's
So you're asking me what I would watch on a desert island?
So desert island questions, I give each guest 3 categories, and I give each guest 3 choices for each category. So the first category to take with you on a desert island is things to watch. It could be whole TV series, movies, whole movie series, whatever you want.
Things to watch. I would have three of them.
3 of them.
Okay, so one would have to be some type of inspiring movie. One would have to be a series that never ends.
Well, you got to tell me what they are.
I don't know, man.
Take a
The
second to
Office
think about
sounds
it.
good.
I'll cut out any bad thing or
You
any
remember-
downtime.
You remember Apocalypto?
Yeah.
So I like subtitle movies.
Yeah.
Apocalypto was good.
Pan's
House of Flying
Labyrinth.
Daggers.
Pan's Labyrinth, you ever see that?
No, I never seen that.
Pan's Labyrinth is like basically a fairy tale. Like it's almost like Lord of the Rings mixed with like Alice in Wonderland. Dope ass.
I was
movie.
just talking about this, and you know what one of the movies was? Because I watched it probably 3 times a day for an entire summer, was Shadows.
It's real good.
Shadows was a good movie.
I was late to that though. I watched that years later. That was good.
You know what? Maybe I would have to say Narcos.
Narcos is fine.
Because it seems like that's a series that's never going to end.
Yeah.
It's never going to end, and it'll definitely keep me entertained.
Okay, so you have Narcos.
Narcos. Man, that's so hard.
I got
It's gotta
5
be.
more questions to ask you.
Damn, it's got to be a Jet Li movie.
Oh, I used to be so crazy into
Yeah,
them.
man.
Man, I loved my
Fearless?
favorite one. That one was good, but my favorite one was probably I loved Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die.
Mean as fuck. Mean as fuck.
Man.
And Kiss of the Dragon.
Kiss of the Dragon, yeah.
Bro, the sickest part of that movie, he kicks that pool ball out of the pool, out of the thing,
Yeah.
and kicks it and hits that dude right in
Uh-huh.
the forehead. That dude has a phantom behind the
But I still think it
Mean
gets
as
better
fuck.
than that, and I'm just not.
Does it though?
It got to be honest with you, it really has to.
Exit Wounds was dope.
Exit Wounds. I don't remember that. You know what I watched?
Half Past Dead.
I watched Bloodsport the other day.
Oh my god, that's the meanest. That's
Yeah, I
the
watched
meanest.
Bloodsport.
All right, so you go.
Damn, man, that's so hard.
I know it is.
That's so hard. All right, I'm just gonna have to go with Narcos, Apocalypto.
Okay.
I can't call it, man.
The Office is a good one to take. You have a fucked up movie. You have
You got to have a fucked up movie.
you got that.
funny
Apocalypto is fucked up. You got Narcos, which is a drama type shit. Office would cover a comedy relief.
I'm gonna have to go with those.
The Office is.
I'm gonna spend the next week really thinking about this.
I know that's what everyone says. People, I've only had a couple people on twice
That
but,
knew what they wanted.
No, I've only had a couple people like come back on the podcast and they were like, I fucked up that first time I was on.
Yeah.
But okay, so the second category, do you read it all?
I'll read some.
So I give people 3 choices for books to take on a desert island. So you could take
3 choices.
anything
for
you want to
books.
read. It could be fucking whatever.
Am I trying to get off this island?
If you want to be. Some people have chose whole survival guides.
The whole survival guides?
Yeah.
Fuck no, I ain't doing survival guides. One of my favorite books was called Transcending Dharma. It was called Dharma, The Power of Transcending. The Secret's one of my favorite books.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's very popular with people, but I feel like a lot of people have read it.
Yeah.
I feel like these type of books would allow me to attract what I needed. You know, I could attract some animals to come out the sand and I could eat them.
You pretty well versed on cleaning animals and shit like that?
I'd burn them.
You burn them.
Cook 'em.
How the fuck are you starting a fire? That's why whenever the dude was like, I need a survival guide, I was like, that's a good
In the
fucking
desert.
idea.
How are you going to start a fire in the desert? 'Cause
Desert
it gets
island.
cold.
Desert island. Desert
Oh,
island.
friction, man. Get a stick and a... Yeah, man. It's friction, man.
All right.
I think I could figure out a fire on my own. I don't need a book for that.
That's a bold move.
You know what I'd get? One of my favorite books I ever read was The Count of Monte Cristo.
Dope.
That was a really good book.
Movie was dope too.
The book was way better.
Yeah.
The book was way, way better. So I'd have to get the Count of Monte Cristo,
Transcendence,
and
what was that other one he said?
you know what? Am I gonna get off this island? I gotta get off the island. You know what? I'm gonna get off this island, and I'm actually gonna get The Real Art of War. Shinsu Was a Sissy.
Yeah.
Which is basically about the art of war with business.
Okay.
Right. It just teaches you how to handle business in an aggressive manner. So
I like that. Those are good choices.
I'm gonna spend the time getting off this island, thinking of a really good idea to make a lot of money, so that way my stranded island days will not go in vain.
Okay.
Because I'm probably gonna have to fight these animals on there
for
to survive. And I just got to have a cool ass story after I get successful.
Well, before you get off the island, you have to pick
Is there jaguars on this island?
I'm gonna say it's like
remember
Lost.
that lady that got tore up by the jaguar?
Just happened.
Yeah,
Dumb bitch. Just,
yeah.
if you climb up a fucking fence of a jaguar, the motherfucker's
that what
gonna
happened?
rip. She was an idiot. Tried to take a picture up a fence.
So you're on a desert island. There's animals that can kill you. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Lost. It'll be like interdimensional and shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you get off the desert island, you have to pick 3 things to listen to. So you could have like CDs, you could have whole podcasts, you could have anything you want.
I'll call you right back.
You want? Go ahead. I got some good shit on here.
You know what? I'd have to get some mantras. You ever listen to mantras?
I've listened to some like audio things that are supposed to help you, you know.
They're like focusing, sleeping.
Yeah, that's what it
meditating.
was. It was sleeping shit. I had someone on here tell me about them.
Mantras are really I think mantras are really healthy. You know, they put your frequencies back into order.
So if you only have 3 things to listen to for the rest of your life,
mantra
is one of them.
I'm gonna definitely have a mantra.
Okay. I'll give you a whole book of them too.
Man, I feel like Seth Rogen. I've heard so much good things about him.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Seth Rogen.
He's good too.
Joe Rogan. So I feel like Joe Rogan, I've heard so many good things about him, but I've never really...
You could take his whole catalog of podcasts.
Then again, look, man, he's really into conspiracy theories.
Not as much anymore.
No?
He used to be crazy.
Because all I hear about it coming from his conspiracy theories.
The only reason you're hearing that now is because
Elon Musk,
Alex Jones was on there.
Does he got a...
He doesn't.
No? I'd have to go with Joe Rogan.
He has a Rogan podcast, though.
And, I'd probably have to go with, like, some type of Spanish music.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because that's just, like, feel-good music.
The only Spanish artist that I could think of that
I grew up listening to Cumbia Kings. You don't know who they are.
Nope. The most Spanish thing that I could really think of right now is my dad
Selena,
raised me.
Man.
Oh, that's
you know what?
That's the best.
Selena's birthday is coming up, and I always like going down to Texas to San Antonio back when she was alive. I always had dreams of meeting her one day, and then she got killed
by her fan club president.
Fucking bitch. And she's out of prison now.
Is she?
I'm pretty sure she is.
That dude, her boyfriend, was the only reason I wanted to have a holster for hot sauce.
Oh, wow.
Because he had that in a movie.
They do have that shit now. But I would have to be Selena, because that's
a good choice.
You feel good. I can only imagine like being on a desert island, and it's like Selena would just keep that passion in your mind. And something about Spanish music is just much more it's more emotional, it's more connecting. You feel it more than American music. So I'd have to like listen to Selena, because I still listen to Selena to this day.
Me and my wife,
I might not listen to it
time.
every day, but I still go back and I listen to her.
My wife went to school for Spanish. She majored in Spanish, so
what am I listening to? I'm listening to Selena.
I'm
listening to some mantras.
Joe Rogan's podcast.
And Joe Rogan's
the whole thing. Those are good choices. You're pretty well rounded with those.
Yeah.
Those are good choices. Now, humor me though. What's like your favorite CD of all time? Like who's
Favorite CD of all time?
Yeah, like something that's just nostalgic. You can just bang all the time.
I don't get to listen to music too often.
I don't really listen to it too much either, but I'm curious.
You know what? There was one. I'm trying to think of the most inspiring albums that I've listened to. And there was this one. It was actually one of my homies over in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
GMCMG music group. They actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think they recorded what's that football player's name? Bell. Le'Veon Bell. He did a CD, and my homie Calvin Cush.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive Calvin
Worked on it.
I think he produced it. I think they did it over on, I think it was Manchester, Aberdeen, some shit like that, over on the north side in Columbus. But Sincere the Great, he doesn't rap no more.
Yeah.
And I remember that part of my life, like I said, I was sleeping with a dog to stay warm, and he had Money's the Motivation, Volume 3. And the way that CD just started off, and the whole CD, it was probably like 13 tracks.
Yeah.
There was one track that I didn't like. Every track, it just got that much more like emotionally motivating. And I remember I was hanging with him, and I remember people would come up to him in the streets, you know, talking about his CD, like telling him how much it motivated him. I'm like, I never told him until I moved out of Columbus that how much that CD motivated me. I actually hit him up on Instagram, and he's doing his own clothing brand now called Overstand.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, yo, I need that CD because I want to listen to it.
That's dope.
So I would definitely get that because it was so motivational.
Takes you back to that certain point in time.
It took me back to a very hard part of my life.
Probably makes you appreciate it more.
Yeah, man. Even thinking about it, like hearing some of those songs and those beats play in my head, that it just picked me up. I'm telling you, that part of my life, it was so bad, and that CD motivated me to let's get back up.
I like that.
You know, get back up and let's go.
Those are good choices.
Motivations, Money's the Motivation, Volume 3, Sincere. Man, I hope he listens to this, man. Shout out to Sincere, the Great, man. Overstand.
Right. Second to last question is Death Row Meal. So you could pick
Death Row Meal.
Death Row Meal. You could pick whatever you want to eat from wherever you want, as much as you want.
As much as I want. All right, now check this out. Does it got to be one thing?
No, it could be multiple.
Okay, so it can be multiple things. So obviously, I would have some Mexican white rice.
Okay.
I would have some Mexican white rice with refried beans.
Mm-hmm.
And what would I have? I don't know if I'd have like enchiladas or tacos. I would have to have lingua tacos.
What's that?
It's cow tongue.
Oh, okay.
It's cow tongue.
I just talked to
you know what? It depends. I'd have to have it cooked by
certain person.
Someone, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have my grandmother cook it.
Well, you're about to die, so you could have whoever you want.
I need my grandmother to cook this because I'd be too afraid that the tongue wasn't cooked good enough. That would be terrible. I don't know, man. I think I would have tacos on corn tortillas, cilantro, lengua, barbacoa. I'm cool on chorizo. I don't fuck with chorizo. I don't know. It's good, but it's not good. I'm not gonna die eating pork.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna die eating pork. So that way, when I get up, they're like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, I ate some pork. That was the last thing I want to eat." Nah, sorry. So I'll probably have some corn tortillas, lengua, barbacoa, Mexican white rice, refried beans, and tortillas. I would have a shit ton of I would have so many fucking tortillas with butter, and I might even get some fucking brown sugar.
Yeah,
brown sugar on top of that too.
That's a good choice. Yeah, that's a good meal.
I would have horchata.
That's a good. Yeah, you're not the first person that has. Someone asked me for horchata to drink as their what's in the cup. I was like, I don't even
Oh,
know
really?
where the fuck to get that.
Dog, you don't. I mean, you can get it around here, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's
it's
not-
like
it's
it
not
comes
like-
in a box.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like real.
Well, I looked that up. I was like, where the fuck am I going to get that from? But all right, so death row meal, we just got that. Now the last question.
Why am I on death row?
Everyone's just on death row. You're about to die on an island.
Yeah,
I'm nice
not
enough
getting
to.
off.
I'm the nice.
I'm nice enough to give you a meal.
I'm the nice lord that's just gonna send down some
All
like
right.
crazy shit. Okay, so
I
the
want to side
last
a Jaguar with that.
is Jaguar.
Yeah, Jaguar on a taco.
That'll work too.
I want to see what that tastes like.
Yeah, I wonder that'd be probably be a little bit weird.
Tough.
Okay, so the last question I ask everyone: if you could have a conversation with anyone that's alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I think a lot of people would say like, you ain't gonna pick your grandfather.
Yeah. I usually
don't-
tell people.
I don't think I would pick my grandfather.
Well, I usually tell people, like usually people choose loved ones, but I mean, someone that's not.
I would need to pick someone that is, you know what? You know who I would have a conversation with?
Tell me.
Face-to-face conversation.
Yes.
Is the one who created all this.
Yeah.
That's who I would have.
That's a good choice.
I would have a conversation with the creator, and my number one question will be why.
That's some heavy shit.
That's exactly what I would do. Because,
That's good.
I mean, what's another human going to answer for you? He's going to tell you how he did it,
I don't know.
or he's going to tell you how to do it.
I don't know.
You know?
I mean, I just think whenever I think of, I don't necessarily think of, education or enlightenment in the way of like why things are. Whenever I think of like that question, for me personally, I think of like my heroes that have done things and dealt with things in such a manner. Like immediately I think of like Robin Williams, Richard Pryor.
Man, Robin Williams.
Like imagine talking to them. Imagine sitting down and talking to Robin Williams.
Well, you know what's something I think that they all knew? I think they all knew the secret.
You think so?
Fuck yeah. I think they all knew the secret. Unfortunately, Robin Williams killed himself.
Yeah.
And, the secret in the way that I could describe it, if you want something, it's just all about the law of attraction and the power of manifestation. If you think it,
Yeah.
you perceive your own reality.
I believe in the manifestation more than anything.
Those people, they wanted
Yeah.
that in their life, so they attracted it, and they did it in the proper ways. I can't go into detail on how the
Yeah.
proper ways to do
But they
it.
got there.
It's the law of attraction and the power of manifestation. You perceive your own reality. So my thing is, I'd want to talk to the creator and just ask him why. What is the grand scheme of all this that you created? If everything happens for a reason, what is the purpose?
I like that.
you gave us to be here.
That's a good fucking
is
answer.
is the purpose for us to find out who we are, to find our happiness? What is our grand purpose? Did I find it? Are they gonna find it? What is it? What inspired you to make us?
Wow.
That's what I would have.
That's heavy shit. That's a heavy shit the way to end a podcast. That's some heavy thinking.
I couldn't think of anyone else.
That's good though. I like that.
Talk to.
I appreciate you coming over, dude. I really
appreciate you for having me.
I enjoyed talking to you.
I was really excited to be on here. I was really interested. Like I said, I love the name.
How do you think it went?
For the first 10 minutes, I didn't even know we was recording. I thought we was just talking.
I'm a professional, my dude.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was easy to get here. It was 15 minutes.
There you go. I got you a fucking phone charger with an extension cord.
It was comfortable. For some reason, I had it in my head that we were going to sit in these uncomfortable chairs in a basement.
Nah, bro.
With the light above us, like I was getting interrogated.
I try to keep everyone comfortable. Take some time and promote anything you want to promote.
Well, I just I'm probably 5 weeks into the ChESua product line, so I'm still working on my my website and really solidifying my product line in the industry. But it's available at the Barber Shop. Shampoo and conditioner. It's tea tree infused, so it's great for healthy hair growth. strong hair, dandruff. You know, tea tree holds a lot of benefits. I can go on about that. Fiber gum for a texturized look. Defining cream it says it right there, to define your waves, your curls. The products were designed for all hair types.
Yeah.
So it doesn't discriminate. The Barber Shop, you know, these are my legacies. These are what's I've been working for basically my whole adult life. So the Barber Shop, 2885 West Liberty Avenue. Find me on Booksy, the House of Kutz Hair Studio. Book your appointment. I guarantee you sit in my chair, you're not going to be disappointed. I'm looking forward to hearing anybody's conversation or anybody's, you know, growth or business. I love hearing that kind of stuff. So that with the hair product, I really don't have too much to say because those two things are what my life's about.
They speak volumes.
They speak volumes, you know. I love hearing about people doing their own thing more than me doing my thing.
Yeah.
So come in, get an appointment. Let's hear about it. I want to hear your story. Just like you want to hear my story, I want to hear your story.
Absolutely.
And I'll cut your hair while you tell me about it, you know?
Plug your Instagram.
Oh, the Instagram, the House of Kutz. Simple as that. The House of Kutz. Kutz.
Kutz, Kutz. Look below.
I am doing something new. Maybe it sounds, you know, I don't know. You can take it for what it is. But for every 250 and 500 followers I get, I reached 2,500 followers.
Congrats.
Just recently. I know it's not a big number, but it came from one. It came from one picture, one like, one follow.
That's it.
And for every 250 and 500 mark, I'm going to be giving away a full service as well as hair products. So the way that I'm going to be choosing these people are by frequently liked. People that frequently like my posts. So I'm going to notice. I notice everybody that watches my story. I notice everybody that consistently likes my picture. I appreciate those people. And those people are the ones that deserve something free.
Absolutely.
You know, support for support, you know?
Absolutely.
So for every 250, once I get to, what would it be? 27 and a half.
Yeah.
2750, I'll be giving out some hair product and a service. When I get to 3,000, hair product and some service. And I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm really looking forward to actually getting to know people that firmly support what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
You know, whether you're new or someone that has always been there, you know, sitting there in the chair, you know. So that's a new thing that I'm going to be doing. Other than that, I'm also looking for barbers. I'm hiring a barber. I'll have 2 more chairs open, and I'll be looking for a part-time barber. So if anyone has their barber license,
come correct,
please.
The House of Kutz on Instagram.
I need you to be well educated with shears, using your shears as well as your clippers. I need diverse barbers. I need barbers that can cut coarse hair, straight hair, curly hair. I'm not a barber shop that is geared towards one specific type of person.
Yeah.
You know, I cater to everybody. So I need barbers that want to join the team, join the house family, and you know, just grow together. So if you got a barber license, you want to be a barber, you want to grow, hit me up on Instagram at the House of Kutz, and just let me know.
All right, dude. I appreciate it very much. For everyone else out there, I just built a fucking website. I'll call you right back.com. Check it out. Tell me what you like about it. Cop some merch up.
How about that shirt?
I know. You already know this.
Yeah.
Got some dope ass shit coming. This is, you know what Heaven's Gate is? Heaven's Gate, the cult? So there's a cult called Heaven's Gate. I'll explain where the design comes from. But Heaven's Gate was a cult where some crazy old guy convinced these people that an alien spaceship was coming to take them to a better place. So what they did was they had this cult, and they all wore black sweatsuits with black Nike Decade
Black sweatsuits.
black sweatsuits with black Nike Decade shoes, and they mixed poison into applesauce, and they all ate this
That's
poison.
where the applesauce came from.
And they laid in these bunk beds, and they put a purple blanket on top of them, and it was a mass suicide, and they believed that the purple blanket being on top of them was the gateway to be able to get taken up into the alien spaceship. So
wow.
I'm obviously not a cult, but like I play off the fact that people sit down and take the time to listen to me every week and hear what I have to say. So the t-shirt is the bunk beds that they lay in. There's purple sheets because, that's what they cover themselves with. I made it Kool-Aid, even though that's from the Jonestown Massacre. It looks cooler.
Tiffin, Ohio.
It looks way better than a bowl full of applesauce on a t-shirt.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I made the little kid on here saying just do it to pay homage towards Nike, because that's what they wore whenever they killed themselves.
And you got the phone on there too.
Got the phone,
She's
got
making the
everything.
call.
Brand new merch up on this fucking website.
Yeah.
I'll call you right back.com. Hit me up on Instagram at I'll call you right back. Email me, I'll call you right back at Gmail. Let me know what you like about the podcast. Let me know what you dislike about the podcast. Let me know if you got someone cool on here that
Let them know if you got a barber license.
yeah, let me know if you got a barber license. I'll fucking relay the message. But I do appreciate everyone listening as usual, and I'll call you right back.
Call you right back.